Michigan. I'm concerned, though. I am concerned as a Michigan. Although I love me some OU, I am a Michigan fan, and that's because my stepfather, he tried to get me to be an Ohio State fan, but I never wanted to do that. But I hope Michigan wins. Man, that play call, them running the football, I knew that they were going to run the football because how dangerous Milrow is as far as running it. Special teams almost killed us, though. I
Yeah.
mean, the missed extra point, the missed field goal, the two bobble punts. I thought, oh my God, on that last possession in the fourth quarter, I thought we were going to blow it up and then they were going to get a safety. That's
Man,
how crazy it
y'all
was.
had me scared too. And the way y'all was able to out physical Alabama, bro. Y'all out physical Alabama. Man, we couldn't even do that, bro. I mean,
The way they were getting after the quarterback.
yeah. I mean, we couldn't even do that to Jalen Monroe. It was
But that's
crazy.
shocking, though, because when you think of Georgia, the SEC, and Georgia is synonymous with defense.
Yeah. But like I said, we lost a lot of the pass rushes that we had in previous years. Wasn't no, the Georgia Bulldogs became the Philadelphia Bulldogs. So, and you see how this turning out in the pro. So,
Well, yeah, Jalen Carter and Jordan Davis, man. But Jordan Davis, though, he's crazy. Like, a monster. He's that big, and you run a 4.8, and you're faster than Mahomes.
mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
But, man, man.
Yeah, that's
But the
crazy.
South, the SEC is no joke. But anyway, folks, welcome to another episode of the Sports PSP podcast. It's your boy Sports PSP. I got some guys in the building. We'll hopefully get some more people along the show. Got my man Harrison, 99. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good, man. About to start school next Monday. Can't wait to start my own career. So, yeah, thank God the season's almost over. I'm excited. Just can't wait for the off season. Hopefully, we do something with this because I know we're gonna talk about our situation pretty damn soon.
Yeah, we'll definitely talk about that pretty soon. And of course, we got last but not least, saving the best for last, undisputed world champ. Got his podcast coming out soon. Be on the lookout for that. Please support him. Please like and follow him on TikTok, IG, Facebook, YouTube, whatever social media he's on, as well as Harrison. How you doing, my brother?
Hey, I'm doing good. It's 48 degrees down here in Georgia, so I finally got a cold day.
Are you kidding me? I'm in Jersey right now and it's 30 degrees outside.
I'm from down south. I don't like the cold.
I know you don't like the. I'm from Miami. I told you I'm from Miami and I'm from Haiti. I don't like cold weather. I've been living in, even though I've lived in Jersey for 20 years, I do not like cold weather.
So yeah, we get it 30. You see me, I'm all covered up, everything. I got socks on, thermal on the way, and everything. Make sure I don't get cold. So,
Oh Lord, that's crazy. But anyway, man, let's talk about some football, man. The Pro Bowls. Um, what's your thoughts on the Pro Bowls? You look at the quarterbacks in the NFC. You got Brock Purdy. You got Dak Prescott. You got Matthew Stafford. In the AFC, you got Tua Tagovailoa, Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson. You look at the running backs, wide receivers. Wide receivers, you got NFC, I think it's CD Lamb, AJ Brown, Mike Evans, Puka Nakua. Then in the AFC, you got Tyreek Hill. You also got Jamar Chase. You got some other dudes. Champ, I'm gonna let you start first. What's your thoughts on the Pro Bowl voting? I'll see if I can find some more people that were in or not in. But what's your thoughts on the Pro Bowl voting? Did they get it right?
they one glaring omission, I believe, was Amon Ross St. Brown from the Detroit
Detroit
Lions.
Lions.
I believe that was a glaring omission, especially considering he's top five in arguably every statistical category, and he was a main factor in the Detroit Lions offense, a huge factor. Another glaring one was Antoine Wakefield Jr. He was a
Of the
glaring
Tampa Bay
omission.
Buccaneers.
Yeah, and honestly, when it comes to the AFC, I know Tua Tagovailoa made it, and I understand that, but I really feel like CJ Stroud got snubbed. I know he was injured for 2 games, but I really feel like CJ Stroud was we didn't expect this from CJ Stroud. We did, and he was even in the MVP conversation at one point as
He was.
far as earlier in the season. We was talking about that on your podcast earlier in the season.
Yes, we
And
did.
he has brought this team to the brink of a playoff berth. I think it's like winning their end at this point. And I know his stats are not that big or not, glaring at this point like they would have been had he not gotten injured. But I really think that CJ Stroud got snubbed for that award. So Amon Ross St. Brown, Antoine Wakefield Jr., CJ Stroud, those were the three biggest snubs for me.
All right. Harrison.
I think Derek Brown just got snot robbed as well. If you don't, I think same thing with Brian Burns. Even though I'm being biased, Brian Burns is like the number one in I think in defensive tackles, if I'm not mistaken. He's somewhere around there, top 3, top 5, somewhere in top 10. I don't remember, but I think in my opinion, I think Derek Brown got robbed me personally. But I mean, yeah, I think Derek Brown got robbed.
Mm. Um, Champ, it's interesting that you brought up CJ Stroud. I don't mind Tua, although you can make an argument for CJ because at one point, CJ was in the MVP conversation because of the back-to-back outstanding performances he had against Tampa Bay,
Mm-hmm.
and then of course the Cincinnati game at Cincinnati, in which Cincinnati was competitive. Joe Burrow was still there. And CJ, yeah, we were at one point talking about him as the MVP, considering how mid the quarterback was. So sorry if I hear noise in the background. That's just my mom and stuff. I can't control about that. I apologize. But I think CJ. I mean, that's a good choice with CJ. But I'm not mad at Tua, and this is what I've been trying to tell people all along with Tua. Health. If Tua could stay healthy, that was my only concern about him coming out of college. If he could stay healthy, this is how good he can be. Do I think that the Dolphins made a mistake taking him over Herbert? Yes. As much as I hate to admit it, because I love Tua, yes. Herbert is obviously a better quarterback than Tua at this point. And if you put Herbert under the circumstances in Miami, he would be much better, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
But Tua has stayed healthy. Tua has thrown for over 4,000 yards. Yes, they've done their due diligence by surrounding him with weapons and talent. So I'm happy with that. Wide receivers on the list. I'm happy with Mike Evans. And Mike
Yes.
Evans has 10 consecutive seasons. This is why, even though I love Trent, but I feel like he gives Mike Evans a disservice when he says that Mike Evans is not a top 20 receiver.
Mm-hmm.
He is still producing, still over 1,000 yards, double-digit touchdowns. If I'm not mistaken, he's leading the NFL in touchdown receptions. And
Yes.
he's doing it with a quarterback who I love because of the school that I still root for to this day, OU outside of Michigan, Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield is having statistically one of his best seasons. 28
Mm-hmm.
touchdowns, 10 interceptions. He's on pace to throw 30-something touchdowns and possibly over 4,000 yards. Mike Evans has a lot to do with that. So I'm happy with that in that regard. But I don't know. I mean, I'm not really too mad about this list, but it's interesting that you brought up CJ Stroud. So yeah, I can't go wrong with CJ Stroud in this one. Mahomes, do I think he should be in? Some people will say yes because it's the Chiefs and because the fact that he's still able to lead this team and get them to the playoff picture. But it's been a bad season. Now, it's not all his fault. Of course, you got to look at the weapons around him.
Yes.
Especially with Kadarius Toney, Marquez Valdez-Scantling dropping passes. So Kansas City this offseason, they got to address the weaponry part because even though Patrick Mahomes is in his late 20s, he's getting up there. So you might as well want to surround him with weapons for the next future or so. That's how I look at it. But any further comments before we move on to the next subject?
Honestly, what do you think about the NFL going back to player and coach voting rather than fan voting?
I think fan voting, I don't know. But I think It's really tough at this point. I think it should be player. Coaches and players would probably know it better than the
Yes.
fans because they study the game, they watch the game, they follow the game better than the fans. So I like their input more than the fans' points. Fans just only do that because fantasy football, stats, numbers, based on name, popularity. I would lean towards that. But
Right.
I would go with the coaches than the players because they would know it better.
Right.
Harrison, you want to respond or you want to?
I'm good, man.
All right. Let's talk about Lamar Jackson. Now, Lamar Jackson played unbelievable in Sunday's game against the Miami Dolphins. 18 to 21, over 300 yards, 5 touchdown passes in that game. He also had a perfect passer rating, 158.3. I think so far he's wrapped up the league MVP. But he got some criticism, particularly from Montse Bolaños. For those who may not know who Montse Bolaños is, she is a Fox Sports radio host. She had some controversial things to say about Lamar Jackson, and this is what she said. She says, "I want my quarterbacks to be quarterbacky." Bolaños said after mentioning the fact that Lamar Jackson failed to throw a touchdown pass in 4 games this season. And to me, Lamar Jackson's just a great athlete, and he's done a really good job. And he had a great game against the 49ers, the Christmas game on Monday night. She also went as far as saying, prisoners of the moment. He is not the MVP. Christian McCaffrey is the MVP, and he has been. I've been saying this for weeks. So my problem with Montse Bolaños, I got no problem if you want to say Lamar Jackson is the Christian McCaffrey is the MVP, considering the fact that this has been really a mid to below quarterback season. It's not been as good as we thought we would hope or imagine. But why you use the term quarterbacky to quote Colin Cowherd, because that's the only person that I know who used the term quarterbacky, and you say Lamar's just a great athlete. Now, there have been some on social media who think this is racial because Lamar Jackson, of course, is a black quarterback. And I can understand that because a lot of times African-American quarterbacks have had that criticism. But Champ, you and I, we've had this conversation. And look, we see Dak Prescott. We see Jalen Hurts. We see Patrick Mahomes, CJ Stroud. We've seen the evolution of black quarterbacks in the NFL currently and how much progress they have made and dispelling, debunking all the false, the negative stereotypes that have been perpetuated about them. I think it has more to do with the fact that she's just looking on stats and stats alone. Because if you look at her Twitter, she mentions quarterbacks like Tua Tagovailoa, Brock Purdy, Jared Goff, CJ Stroud have more passing yards than Lamar Jackson. But if you take away Lamar Jackson, and yes, he has a great defense. Yes, they've been elite all season throughout the year. But if you take away Lamar Jackson, just how good the Baltimore Ravens have been. And there have been times this season in which the Ravens offense has struggled, but it's not Lamar's fault. You look at the game on the road against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Mm-hmm. Lamar perhaps made one mistake in that game, which was the red zone pick. But throughout this season, Lamar Jackson has played well enough. The numbers don't scream he's the MVP. It's nothing compared to what he did his second year when he won the MVP unanimously. But based on his value, he means a lot. And over the course of his career, he has improved as a passer. I don't necessarily think it has to be racial. I think it has more to do with the fact how you still view Lamar Jackson, how he's not considered a drop back or prototypical quarterback, even though I think he has made huge improvement over the course of his career. But Champ, what says you?
To be honest with you, there's still a stigmatism on running quarterbacks. and I do emphasize running quarterbacks, because to say black quarterbacks would be kind of irresponsible for anyone to say. Because if you really look at it, if you really say, I want my quarterback to be quarterback E, if you really want to be honest, Dak Prescott gets criticized more than anybody when it comes to his quarterback play, no matter if he has a great game when he was in the MVP conversation or when he has a bad game. So I think that would be irresponsible for us to come on any type of platform and say, oh, it's strictly racial. I think it's still a stigmatism among running quarterbacks. And there was a lot of running quarterbacks before Lamar Jackson that got that same stigmatism. I mean, before Bill Walsh got a hold of Steve Young, they was telling Steve Young that he may want to convert to running back. They told Taysom Hill that he may want to become running back. I mean, go all the way back to Fran Tarkenton. He was not necessarily popular, but what he was doing back during the 70s, extended a play with his legs. There's always been stigmatisms on running quarterbacks throughout the ages. Even the first running quarterback, which is Bobby Douglas from the Chicago Bears. So there's always been stigmatisms on running quarterbacks on whether they're just just great athletes or are they quarterbacks. And if you really want to ask a quote unquote traditional football personality or traditional football fan, they would prefer drop back passing quarterbacks like a Dak Prescott, like a Joe Montana, like a Tom Brady, simply because of evidence of longevity. If you ever notice, a lot of running quarterbacks, they don't last very long. Randall Cunningham, they last like 10 years, if they last that long. I mean, if it had
Cam
not
Newton.
been for Andy Reid resurrecting Michael Vick's career, even if everything would have went right in Atlanta, he wouldn't have lasted very long. If you look at Steve Young, if Bill Walsh doesn't get a hold of him and teach him the West Coast offense, he doesn't last very long. So if you look at Taysom Hill right now, he isn't getting the correct teaching that he needs in order to be a better quarterback. As you can see, it's not going to last that long. So I think people like the traditional drop back quarterback simply because of evidence of longevity. But to say it's strictly because of race would be irresponsible, because there's evidence to the contrary everywhere you look with certain white quarterbacks as well. Like I said, Bobby Douglas, he was the first quarterback to rush for over 900 yards, but he was highly inaccurate. I mean, he was. They said he could throw a. They said that he could throw a football through a barn door if he could find a barn door. That's how inaccurate he was. So that stigmatism on running quarterback just didn't start with black quarterback. Bobby Douglas was the first of his kind to use his legs before his arm, and he still got criticism for that. So people saying automatically pulling the race card out, that's very, very irresponsible. And I don't think we should do that.
All right. All right. Trey, is there anything you want to add regarding Lamar?
Well, well, like I said, after they beat the Dolphins, get this man the MVP and stop playing. It's over. Conversation over. It's done.
Okay, Trey. What about what Monse Bolaños said? Her calling Lamar Jackson quarterback key.
That sounded. I was like quarterbacky.
What the fuck does that even
I was
mean?
like, what does that mean?
She quoted Colin Cowherd. The only person I know who used that term was Colin Cowherd from the Herd from Fox Sports One. I think when
Oh,
he, yeah, I think what she meant by quarterback is like guys who are like pocket passers, drop back pocket passers who can produce consistently, who puts up crazy eye popping numbers like Peyton Manning, for example. But
Oh,
go on, Trey.
but you say that right. But ask Peyton Manning. Ask Peyton Manning. Would he rather be a mobile quarterback or a pocket passer? Ask Tom Brady. Would he rather be a mobile quarterback or a pocket passer? You got a 330-pound lineman running at you, and he runs like a 4'6", and you think you finna just like, oh, I'ma just run away from him. If you're a pocket passer, you stuck.
All right, Harrison. Is there anything you want to add?
uh, Well, thank God it's not Brock Purdy, thank God, because I think this is by far one of the worst MVP races ever. Since
It is. You got to go back to Rich
since
Gannon in
when we have this
2002.
by far, I know this is by far the worst MVP race, but since when this is by far, when was the last time we saw the worst MVP
Wait a
race?
minute, Rich Gannon 2002. Who was in that?
There was Rich Gannon, Trey.
Yeah, Rich Gannon. He won the MVP in 2002. That
Steve
wasn't
McNair
even.
should have won that MVP that year. Either Steve McNair or Peyton Manning.
Oh,
Yeah.
but
But they gave
I
it to
mean,
Peyton Manning and Steve McNair the following year, and they won co-MVP.
Yeah, that's what that was so weird about that year. But then
Yeah.
Priest Holmes, he led the league in touchdowns that year. That was
I mean,
crazy.
this is the number one question. What does Lamar have to prove? I mean, yeah, he doesn't have the best like passing yards, but look at his rushing. The bro is a beast. Bro is him. His pronouns. He's him. I mean, bro knows how to play. But if 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 the Ravens make it to the Super Bowl, I mean, Lamar might win MVP. But right now, it's like people are saying Brock Purdy, people saying Christian McCaffrey, people saying Lamar, people saying Dak Prescott. But just get the man the MVP. I mean, unless you got to prove him wrong. If Lamar gets to that fucking Super Bowl, it's like, okay, now you can shut the fuck up now. So, but Trey, shout out to you, man.
Look, I have no problem with Monse Bolaños or anyone else trying to make the argument for Christian McCaffrey as the MVP. Champ has been on the record saying that. And look, considering the fact that it's been that bad of a quarterback play this season, but you cannot argue that Lamar Jackson isn't an MVP. I mean, the numbers. What's up, bro? How you doing, man? What up? We just talking about Lamar Jackson. I don't know if you heard the report about Monse Bolaños. She got into some controversy because she used the term quarterbacky. I want my quarterbacks to be quarterbacky. Prisoner at the moment. It's regarding Lamar Jackson. She used the term quarterbacky to reference Colin Cowherd. I know your face is like in disbelief or shock. What are your thoughts about what she said?
I'm trying to comprehend what the hell quarterback even means.
I don't know what it means. Like quarterback who's like a prototypical or drop back pocket passer, like a Peyton Manning, and puts up numbers consistently. But my thing is, she doesn't look. She's trying to make an argument or a case for Lamar Jackson, and she's just pure being a stat merchant because she brings up other quarterbacks. If you go on her Twitter and if you look at her tweets, she made an argument. Here are quarterbacks that put up better stats than Lamar. Dak Prescott, Brock Purdy, Jared Goff. And I'm like, okay, but you're just stat padding. If you considering how bad the quarterback play has been, and if you take Lamar Jackson out of the equation, just how good Baltimore would be. Defensively, they're great. They've been elite all season. You would acknowledge that, Broad. Yes. But offensively, if you take Lamar Jackson out of the equation, how good would they be? And he's even had to do it without his best weapon, which happens to be Mark Andrews.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I kind of get what she's saying. It would depend on the quarterback that you would bring in to replace Lamar Jackson. Because say you brought in Daniel Jones, then no, that's going to be a catastrophic failure. But if you brought in, say, I don't even know.
I mean,
bro's lost for words.
Last thoughts of words, but I just think
I'm just like confused on the way that she phrased it because it's
quarterbacky.
Quarterback like
she had to use Colin. She had to use
Bro's
Colin
just
Cowherd.
so lost.
She had to use Colin Cowherd because there's nobody else who uses that term than Colin Cowherd. And again,
it's like when she said that the record just skipped.
No, it's like, Colin Cowherd. I've never heard.
Like, what is that? No,
Trey, Colin Cowherd has used that term because he keeps using that old traditional standard when it comes to quarterbacks. Lamar may not be the traditional quarterback. He's not like a Josh.
Say you want a pocket passer, not a dual threat.
Then just say that. but when you
That's
say
just it's the
quarterback key,
easy way of saying it, especially because now we're in an age, or at least just the era right now, which obviously it'll fall out probably in 5 years, but we're in the era of the dual threat quarterback right now. But then in like the early 2000s with Big Ben, Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, they were pocket passers.
right? And when you look at Lamar, does Lamar run a traditional pro style offense? No.
No.
But over the course of his career, he has improved as a passer. But do you think it has something to do with broad race? I don't really necessarily think so, because we've seen black quarterbacks such as Dak Prescott, your boy Jalen Hurts, my guy Jalen Hurts, because of OU, of course. We've seen CJ Stroud, we've seen Patrick Mahomes, we've seen other black quarterbacks that have elevated and changed the narrative or the stereotypes that have been perpetuated about them. Do you think it has to do with race or anything, Broad, in your opinion?
I mean, I don't really know how to answer that. Like, because that's a really tough question.
Mm.
Because no, I'm not gonna answer it.
Because, like I stated earlier, the first running quarterback wasn't even a black quarterback.
The way that
It was Bobby Douglas.
Because the way that I was about to phrase it, if someone took that out of context, it sounds very offensive. So I'm not gonna answer it.
Yeah. Ayo responded, no, it's not about race. She probably doesn't like the play of Josh Allen, runs too much for her taste. That's an interesting one, because when you look at Josh Allen, his style of play, even though he can throw the football and sling it like the best of them, I mean, he has a lot more Cam Newton in him.
Yeah. Even though he throws it with like the velocity of an MLB pitcher, where it's just
He does. He certainly
He
does.
really does as a Panther fan. He like throws like a Rich Hill type of pitch.
Yeah.
All right, but let's move on. I think with Lamar Jackson, as far as I'm concerned, I have him as the MVP.
yes.
I mean, if you have to give it to a quarterback, I have no problem with Lamar. But if you want to make an argument for Christian McCaffrey, considering how bad the quarterback play has been,
Yes.
if you want to give it to,
I was about to say that too. You can make an argument for CMC, but they'll never give it to anyone.
Right.
Hey, if you got watch out, if the Cowboys come out and have a huge game against the Commanders, they might try to give it to Dak again.
oh no, oh, no
I'm just saying.
No, that Bills game really.
It's too late. After what we saw Lamar did in that game against Miami, champ, and plus the Commanders have the worst defense in the National Football
So if he
League.
come out there and throw like 6 touchdowns against the Commanders, I mean, you watch out. He'll
Well,
be at 20 touchdowns.
Well, the thing is, because they can use a common game, which is Dolphins. And I know some people are going to say, well, Dak had to play Miami and Lamar got to play him at home. So obviously it's going to be an advantage. Doesn't matter. He's still tore that defense to shreds.
It don't matter.
And
Because
Dak
the last time he played the Dolphins in Miami, it was a slaughter.
And let's not forget the game against Buffalo, in which they got their asses whooped in that game. Let's not forget that.
Mashed.
But anyway, let's move on. Unfortunately, Broad, I gotta talk about the Eagles. They suffered a tough one against the Arizona Cardinals. I bet you right now, Hot Take Kenny is probably making an argument for Kyler Murray over Jalen Hurts right now. He has, and he stands on business, as he says.
And he also said Puka Nacua is better than Devontae Smith, but
I thought he was talking about Steve Smith, but
no,
thank God.
I was about to break shit if that happened.
But anyway, but again, Hot Take Kenny, we all know he's known for hot takes. But anyway, what are your thoughts about that the game, and are you concerned about your Eagles?
I mean, the spark is just gone. I mean, when you compare the two halves, like they looked so well together in the first half, and then just the aggression just went out the window in that second half. It really did.
I mean, it sucks, bro, because when you actually look at the Eagles, and the reason why I
Oh,
told you.
actually, hold on. No, let me say this other thing.
All right,
Oh,
go ahead. Go ahead.
let me say this other thing. Oh, wait, what did they have to do? Oh, right, run the fucking ball. Like,
Oh, he was waiting to get. Oh, he was waiting to get that off his chest.
like,
You know what? You know
bro,
what? I'm gonna put Broad on
Oh,
solo
he kind of
screen.
scared me a little bit.
Like,
Bro scared
bro.
me.
If the Eagles ran the ball the entire season, you realize DeAndre Swift would be like a 1,500, 1,600 yard rusher, right?
Oh, no question. They lead
Oh,
the
yeah.
NFL in rushing.
The fact that he's only at 1,000 is just annoying. But if we don't bring him back, all hell is gonna break loose.
Who's your offensive coordinator again?
Ryan Johnson, who I hope we fire and bring back Deuce Staley.
Oh, I hope you guys.
Oh,
pick
you
up
need
Matt.
to
I
bring
hope
back.
you guys
You need
pick
to
up
bring
Matt
back
Canada.
Deuce State. But Broad, how do you feel about Nick
sorry.
Sirianni at this point?
You know, if people are saying that he's on the hot seat, he's not on the hot seat. He's not. Like, this isn't like Mark Richt, where he got fired at Georgia for going 9-3 and still making the SEC championship that year. This is nothing like that. Yes, the Super Bowl magic wandered off, but he's still an 11-win coach. All 3 years he's made the playoffs. Like, how are you even considering firing this guy?
And Jalen Hurts with the turnovers. I love me some Jalen Hurts. At one point, he was in the discussion for the MVP. Champ has been on the record talking about how Jalen Hurts has been turnovering the ball. Your thoughts on him?
Knowing his mindset, he'll get to work on it. I mean, there's been plenty of interceptions that he threw that were very stupid throws, but then like other times there was just fumbles that he just was unfortunate, like the Cowboys game where they barely kept him off the ground in order for that fumble.
And your secondary?
I mean, that I'm not going to be too critical because that has been injury riddled the entire season.
All right. Anybody want to add to it, Champ?
Oh, go ahead, Jam. You can go.
Oh, he basically stated everything. There's been a lot of injuries on that side of the ball. A lot of guys. Jalen Carter's having a great season, though. I mean,
Yes.
Jalen
Yes.
Carter. I mean, go Dogs, but had to bring that up. Jalen Carter.
I have him as defensive rookie of the year.
Yeah, he's
Actually, I'll state one more thing. We need a linebacker, and desperately.
Yeah, I was just about to get to that because I thought that they was going to incorporate Darius Leonard a little bit more, but since they got him, but come to find out, no. But they need to draft a linebacker in the draft, and they need to see about getting one in free agency if they can. Team has not really been the same since the coordinators left. I can't say that. They have not been the same since those two coordinators left, and thus far, Shane Steichen is in the running for Coach of the Year at this point with a team that nobody thought would do anything this year, especially after Anthony Richardson got hurt.
And with their former backup quarterback, too.
Yeah, and with Minshew Magic. I don't know how to say it.
Minshew Mania.
Minshew
Mania, yep.
I'm old, bro. I'm old, bro. I don't know. But Minshew Mania. Who would ever thought that he would be in the running for a playoff spot? We didn't expect anything from the Indianapolis Colts this year, especially after Anthony Richardson got hurt.
No,
So,
even
before that, you didn't expect anything.
Well, the thing is, when you look back at Minshew, I mean, he wasn't a terrible starting QB for the Jaguars. It's just the team was terrible around him.
No, he wasn't. But like I said, for Shane Steichen, his first year, considering this team was picking 5th overall last year,
and on a quarterback,
and picked that quarterback and needed a quarterback. That's why they picked Anthony Richardson. Considering you go from picking 5th overall to automatically having a great turnaround like that to 9-7. And one more win and a couple things happen and you making the playoffs, yeah. I think Kevin Stefanski will win the Coach of the Year.
He will win it because of the
Shane
amount of
Steichen
injuries.
has definitely made a campaign for it. So I think he's definitely missing those coordinators because that first year, and I can tell you from firsthand experience with my Atlanta Falcons, their first year after you lose coordinators, relearning that offense all over again is a beast.
Mhm.
It's terrible.
And D'Amico Ryan's too, champ. I mean,
Yeah.
it's interesting. The AFC South, man. I'm telling you, AFC South is a lot better than what people actually imagine. I mean, you got D'Amico Ryan's, and also too Jonathan Glennon. Even though the
Gannon.
record in Gannon, I'm sorry, even though the record in Arizona hasn't been that great,
Mm-hmm.
but he's actually made them look a little bit better than what the record. I mean, early on, we saw the Cowboys game. Over
Which
200
is
yards rushing. They
Mm-hmm.
literally beat down the Cowboys' ass in that game.
hilarious because he, at least when he was defensive coordinator for the Eagles, he would be notoriously brain. And I've said this 1,000 times on Brandon's show. He would be notoriously brain dead in the fourth quarter.
Yes. Yes, he is. Harrison, is there anything you want to add?
Um, just the Eagles been on fraud alert. I mean, ever since that, I was watching that Giants and Eagles game. I was like, you had to deal with not one, but two quarterbacks in that situation. Tyrod Taylor and what's his name? The Italian stallion Danny DeVito.
Tommy DeVito. Tommy
Oh
Cutlets.
no, Tommy Cutlets. Sorry, the Italian stallion Tommy Cutlets. But bro, let me ask you this question. Remember, you guys were like, what, 4 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Tyrod Taylor throw that Hail Mary. I know there's a little bit of a shove at the end of the end zone. Was that should have been a flag? Yes or no?
I didn't see it, so
You didn't see it?
no. All I saw was the pick.
Okay. But I've been saying, I mean, but PSP, how about your boy Kyler?
I mean, if you're going to talk about that, then let's talk about the blatant OPI that they missed in the Cardinals game that they called a PI when it should have been an OPI because he got dragged down by the nape of his collar.
He did.
Ooh.
Which set up the Cardinals for that game-tying touchdown.
It was.
Okay, my fault.
No, it's all good. I thought Kyler played well.
But hold
Harrison.
up, But how about Kyler, man?
He played great.
Do I think Kyler Murray's gonna get traded? Is Kyler gonna get traded?
No. Actually, they're gonna support Kyler, and plus that money already. You already paid him a ton of money. That cap situation, that's gonna be hell. So I don't see any point you're gonna trade for Kyler. It's Kyler's at this point to lose.
Saying, but
I mean,
there's also just like a part of me, like everyone's gonna say, "Oh, Fields is gonna stay in Chicago."
No, we're gonna talk about Fields later on.
One of those two, just in the position that they're at, Caleb Williams is not gonna fall out of the top two, unfortunately. So one of those two is gonna be on a new team next season.
Yeah, but on
But
paper,
don't worry,
though,
Harrison. We're gonna talk about Caleb Williams later on.
Yeah. But like on paper, the Cardinals are not that bad of a team.
They're not that bad, but I think.
But they could have been worse. It's worse than my team. So at least it's not like a. I'm sorry. Go ahead. My fault. Go ahead.
No. Go ahead, Harrison. I'll let you finish.
Well, all I'm gonna say is I think the Cardinals a piece or two of like 3 pieces away to be like a not bad of a team, like mediocre team, you know. But either way, the Cardinals know how to fight, and I think I know we're gonna focus on our prediction pretty soon, but I think the Cardinals are gonna beat Seattle. I'm calling it right now.
The Cardinals, the main thing they need to do is build up that offensive line because if you look at any game this season, even with the Eagles in the first half, they were consistently getting bullied.
They were. But they're gonna probably draft that kid out of OSU, Marvin Harrison Jr., just to pair up another wide receiver for Kyler. But I wouldn't mind them getting O lineman because Kyler, mind you, is about 5'10", but he's really more like 5'8", 5'9" He's not that tall. He's not that tall, champ. He ain't that tall. We knew that coming out of college.
I didn't think he was. Oh yeah, my bad. They bill you at a certain. We've all been athletes. They bill you at a certain size. I didn't know they were still doing that.
But Trey, anything you want to add regarding the Eagles?
Well, I only got a couple words for their situation. Super Bowl hangover. Every year, the team that loses or wins, when they bring the team back, they don't play the same. They don't look the same.
Both teams got hit.
So So I'm not surprised the Eagles playing bad, and the Chiefs. Oh my God!
Chiefs, God, he needs a receiver.
Yeah, no, not a receiver, receivers. Because
Yeah.
Kadarius Toney and Marquez Valdez-Scantling have been. They're not receivers. They're retrievers. Retrievers.
Bro,
They
And
got
I
both of
said
them.
this. I said, man, when he was yelling on the sideline, I said, man, look, Patrick Mahomes like, y'all drop another ball, I'ma slap the shit out of you.
Bro,
But
they ate way too much Butterfingers or something, man. You know.
But I also said, and I told Broad this, when is it that a team in that division has won it back-to-back years in the NFC East? You got to go back to the Eagles in the 2000s.
When they won 4 straight from 01 to 04.
Right. So since that time, it hasn't been replicated. But I do think once postseason time, Broad, the pressure's going to be off. And if you have to face like the Cowboys, believe me, the pressure's going to be on the Cowboys because it's at home. Cowboys have been not good, not great, but dominant outside of that game against Detroit in which the refs bailed them out on that 2-point conversion.
Yes, thank you.
And yes, they did, and which is why that ref will not be in any postseason games, from my understanding.
Mm-hmm.
If they face the Cowboys at the Cowboys,
But he's refing our game this Saturday.
no,
Okay.
but if you got to go back, you got to go to the divisional round 2, Trey. If they face the Cowboys, if the operative term is if, Eagles are looking for revenge because of that embarrassing loss on Sunday night, and the Cowboys have a lot of pressure. And Champ, you said Dak Prescott is under the most pressure.
Yeah.
And the Cowboys, they still have a chance to get that number 1 seed. If they want to get to,
No,
I don't think they will. I don't think they will.
The Niners already locked up the 1 seed.
Oh, they already locked it up. All right. Then I misspoke. I apologize. But if the Cowboys, before they face the 49ers, if they ever have a chance of getting to the NFC or getting to a Super Bowl, it has to go directly to Dallas. I do not see them going on the road and beating some team on the road.
No, they're not.
Unless if it's a piss poor team.
Like Tampa, New Orleans, Atlanta, etc.
Right. So we going.
Yeah, so I was going to do a video on this today. I didn't get the chance to do it because I did it for the AFC and the NFC. For the Cowboys, this is the breakdown because this goes off their scenarios. They win the NFC East if they beat the Commanders, or they tie against the Commanders and the Eagles tie against the Giants, or they lose, or just the Eagles lose to the Giants. A win would be enough to lock in the 2 seed. Another way they can lock in that 2 seed is if they lose, plus the Eagles and Lions lose, they could go down to the 3 seed. If they lose to the Commanders, the Eagles lose to the Giants, and the Lions beat the Vikings, and then they'll be the 5 seed with a tie or loss against the Commanders and an Eagles win over the Giants. So the Eagles, they can only play for the 2 or 5 seed. For them, the Lions-Vikings game is not a factor.
You should actually do that video on your TikTok.
That's what I'm doing tomorrow. Just all the scenarios of the NFC, which is an absolute pain in the ass.
But anyway, save that for tomorrow because I don't want you to jinx yourself.
Because the Packers have 6 ways to clinch a playoff berth, and it's so annoying.
All right. Next topic. Harrison, you know exactly what I'm going to talk about. It's regarding the Carolina Panthers. Now, owner David Tepper was hit with a $300,000 fine.
Should have been more.
Should have been more. For throwing a drink at a Jacksonville Jaguars fan during the Carolina Panthers Jacksonville Jaguars game at Jacksonville, Florida. Now, we've seen examples of this before. Rest his soul, Champ would know this because he's, of course, the elderly statesman. Remember the late owner of the Tennessee Titans, Bud Adams?
Mm-hmm.
Remember he was fined $250,000 for throwing obscene gestures at some Bills fans?
Yeah.
Right. So this has happened before. Harrison, it's been a tough year for the Carolina Panthers. They had to trade last year to get the number 1 overall pick and draft Bryce Young. So far, it's been a mistake taking Bryce Young over CJ Stroud. CJ Stroud looks like he's on pace to win Offensive Rookie of the Year or Rookie of the Year, although you can't go wrong with Puka Nacua.
Yeah.
I still think Bryce Young has a future in the NFL, but I feel like the Panthers have set him up in a terrible situation.
Ownership.
I know ownership. David Tepper has too much. I feel like the problem is him. He's too hands-on. I think you got to let somebody else run the show. The floor is yours, but all I'm going to say is just be careful.
I'm not listen. I'm not going to get you canceled. I'm not going to do any of that shit. I'm not going to say any slurs, but I'm just going to cuss my fucking brains out here.
All right. The floor is yours.
What the fuck is wrong with you? Like, why are you throwing a drink at a fan? And we haven't got shut out since I was not even born yet. I was not even born when we got shut out. I turned off the TV after the second half. I'm just like so over it. I hate Scott Fitter. He is the worst general manager I have ever had in my entire life. You know the best part about it? That he had Adam Thielen for 3 years. Man's fucking 33. Bro's playing like he's fucking 23 on the fucking field. That's the best part that you did in the offseason. Hayden Hurst sucks. Prayers up to Hayden Hurst, by the way, because you know he had that bad concussion protocol against the Chicago Bears. Prayers up to him. Hopefully he's okay. But I would like, you know what? I wish we traded Isaiah Likely. I wish we had him besides Hayden Hurst. Nothing against Hayden Hurst, but if you seen Isaiah Likely against Miami, bro, dude can play whatever he wants. Dude can play in Carolina. Dude can play everywhere. But guess what? What the fuck? What the fuck, David Tepper? Like, what the fuck? I'm just like, dude, it's just over it. I'm not, listen, I had a shot the Panthers will win the NFC South. I was wrong. Listen, I had a bad take, but guess what? I'm not the one who said 12 fucking wins. I said 10 wins because I know that's like the minimum. That's the minimum for us to win the South. But I was fucking wrong. That aged well like fucking expired milk. I wish we traded JC. I would do the same thing, but I would have traded JC Horn. Imagine Bryce Young with DJ Moore. That would be by far the most underrated duo I have ever seen in my entire fucking life. But now, it's just everything in this situation has been fucking horrible. I really hate our ownership so much. I hope he fires Scott at the end of the season. I hope he does. If he does not fire Scott, he's having a dick in his fucking mouth every fucking time, dude. It's so fucking annoying just seeing him every step of the way of this organization. I just can't stand it. The best part about the season when the season's over. That's the best part about the season. But it's just your best wide receiver is a 33-year-old Adam Thielen. And I'm scared that Brian Burns he's going to be gone. He's going to be gone this year. And I hate to say it. Imagine he does that again. Imagine he's being another $300K fine. Throwing another drink at a fan. But I don't know anymore. I don't know. I'm done. I'm just so over this organization. I'm just waiting until Scott Fitter gets gone and I'll be back to being a Panther fan. But right now, I'm a Bryce Young fan. So it's been frustrating. So hopefully we could try to get some wide receivers in free agency. Get T. Higgins. Just please get T. Higgins or maybe like a Tyler Lockett. Or you could try to get the guy. And also, don't draft a wide receiver. Because right now, we've been doing shit. We've been doing shit in the second round. We drafted Jonathan Mingo's been doing absolutely horrible / mid. We drafted Terrence Marshall Jr. What the fuck has he been doing recently? Nothing. is just draft an offensive lineman. I want the guy from PSP. Who's that guy from Kansas State? What's his name? Jake. I think it's like Jake something. It's like Jake Beebe, I think. If you guys saw him against NC State, that dude's a fucking beast.
I think he'll be gone by the first round, though, Harrison.
I don't think so. I think people said he's top 50.
Yeah, I think he'd be gone after the first round, though.
Wait, like what team though? That's the number one question. I think we might trade up.
I mean, Chicago Bears need offensive linemen out this world, and I think they're going to end up trading their first overall pick, to be honest with you.
And the Commanders will probably get Olu or Joe Alt in the draft.
Yeah.
But right now, we need to fucking fix this right now because David Tepper.
Oh my god, the Commanders won't, but they should. I
need a hug because I was about this close to switching my team to the fucking Eagles. I was like this close because my dad used to be an Eagles fan. Before that's when the franchise started. And my dad asked my dad this question: "Hey, Dad, do you ever regret being a Panther fan right now?" And he said, "Nope." I was like, "Shit, why do you do this to me?" But that's all I'm gonna say. Either sell the team, fire Scott Fitter. Now you guys can go.
All right. I give Harrison his bro. I mean, he's exposing people like Cat Williams nowadays, man.
I just need a hug right now because that's the best part about the season. The season's almost over, and bro, it's after I was looking on Instagram. I was looking at Mike Evans catches last year. I was like, we were like this close to winning, and J.C. Horn got hurt. I was like, you got to be fucking kidding me. I was sad. I was sad beyond demand, and you have no idea. And I don't know if you were there, bro. I don't know. I was like this the entire time of Brandon's podcast. I was sad. It was like I was like the worst time.
I wasn't there.
Yeah, you wasn't there. Oh no,
sorry, I was working.
But
then I heard which is hilarious.
But right now, either just get T. Higgins right now. Just get T. Higgins or Tyler Lockett. All right, now you guys can go. But right now, we got to fix this shit.
All right, before I'm going to let Trey respond because I know he wants something to say. Niner Gang responded, LOL.
Imagine.
Hold on, Trey.
Yeah.
Kieran, guy Kieran, he said Harrison is washed.
Yeah, fuck you. You look like queso gone wrong.
Bro.
Brandon says Brandon is laughing right now, LOL. And Niner Gang best passer is David Tepper. Okay. Trey, you want to respond?
Well, I remember when Terrence Marshall was coming out, it came down to him and Bateman. And they was like, well, Terrence Marshall is better than Bateman. He's better than Bateman. And the Ravens, they went to a pro day and saw him. And they was like, yeah, no, we don't want this guy. As far as your organization, bro, I feel for you.
Thank you, Trey. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. Broad, is there anything else you want to add?
I mean, if I was that Jags fan, I would be collecting a check right now.
You're not wrong about that.
Because I'd sue his ass. That's assault and
And
battery.
I said the same thing you said. I was like, no, I'll take him to court.
From that. Because of course it's gonna be a giant cash settlement because he doesn't want a lawsuit on his hands.
And where's the fuck is the apology?
You know
he hadn't said an apology yet.
Hey, let me ask y'all something. I'm not trying to get too personal. If that was y'all that had a drink thrown on y'all, how much you asking for?
$500 million.
Well, that depends on if I'm gonna stop myself from beating your ass.
I did. Don't play yourself. Don't like
Broad,
I said. Don't respond.
Broad would literally
Don't play yourself.
At least $1 million.
It's just like, bro, you're. Hold on, I'm sorry, Chip, but like,
I'm not gonna
you're like
touch
a 60-something-year-old man throwing drinks. You are.
But yeah, I'm gonna at least go to $50 million. Now I ain't gonna get that, but
I'll
you know
say
you
the
got to drive.
same money as you got fired.
I never thought that the Brittany Mahomes champagne bullshit would be topped until that very moment.
I
I
don't know. I don't know.
he just got hit with a
I
slap
mean,
on the wrist.
I can honestly sympathize with her. You know,
No, I can't.
to be honest with you, that's a young kid. That's just me. That's
No,
just me.
as
That's me though.
I,
But you know, when you're a 60-some-year-old man and you throwing drinks on folks like you at a party and like you at a club, like come on, bro, that ain't even that same. You know better
would
than
you
that.
want champagne poured in you when it's 26 degrees outside?
No, but like I said, that's just me. I can forgive a younger person than I can forgive a grown, what
I
man.
can't. I can't
You know,
forgive
you're a
her
grown man. You're a grown
or
man,
his
60
brother.
some year old. You know way better than that.
But
So
I forget the guy's name. I'm gonna look it up. It's the African guy on TikTok. I forget his name. Delulu? You is Delulu.
yeah, I would ask for at least for $50 million. I come to
Me,
court for all of it and everything.
For me, 100 million. I asked
Oh,
100
that
million.
ain't bad either.
I asked. Listen,
I'm trying.
I can't. I'm probably 5'10", 5'11", a buck 50. I'm probably like Chris Rock size. I can't fight for shit. But if you smack me or throw something at me, I want some money in return. I want. I
You
want.
win a little light. I'm going for 500 mil.
Hey Trey, I can't be mad at you for that. But in all seriousness, though, Harrison, I understand your frustration and pain. Washington right now, I think they have the number 2 pick in the draft. Who knows what they're going to do? Maybe they draft a quarterback. I think they should draft offensive linemen, defensive linemen. That's a story for another day.
Should, but will they?
No, but again, this is new ownership, not Dan Snyder anymore.
Yeah, well, hopefully they don't do what they normally do, which is in the second round draft some random defensive tackle out of Alabama.
I just hope that
I think they're going to be smarter.
My God.
I think they're going to be smarter. But anyway, with
I just hope that hold up for one more thing. I hope that we get Adam Peters from San Francisco.
Okay.
He's been the bro has been drafting amazingly well, minus the Trey Lynch draft pick.
Mm-hmm.
Look at what he's been doing recently under John Lynch. He's been there for the past couple of years. I mean, he drafted George Kittle. He drafted Brock Purdy. That was the most luckiest shit I have ever seen in my entire fucking life. Brandon Ayuk, Deebo Samuel. What's that linebacker from San Francisco?
Fred Warner?
Yeah, Fred Warner. I mean, if he could do that in Carolina, I mean, I think we'll be fine. But right now,
and hopefully you get Ben Johnson. And hopefully you get Ben Johnson.
Ben Johnson, Jim Harbaugh, I don't fucking know anymore because it's so up in the air. Because David Tepper knows how to fire coaches really well, but not our general manager because he's a fucking idiot.
Well, the problem with him, Harrison, is that he's, like I said, he's too hands-on with the job. And he's going to have to get in people that can do the job. He's too much into control. And my thing regarding the fan, why are you at an area in which there are fans? You're worth billions of dollars. Your net worth is estimated at 20.6. You have enough money to get yourself a private suite to your own people. Why are you around Jaguars fans and you're throwing it? $300K, that's like a slap on the wrist. But it's just really unfortunate that situation had to happen. I'm even surprised he hasn't even offered an apology. But I just hope that Carolina turns it around because y'all deserve better. And
we definitely deserves better. Like Jesus Christ. We were like this close to make it to the playoffs last year.
But Harrison,
go ahead. No, go ahead. But like we were like this close.
I know. And we talked about Steve Wilkes, but I will say this though. And Champ, you can attest to this. Isn't it a shame with David Tepper as the new owner, he's doing this bad? Meanwhile, the previous owner, Jerry Richardson, who, mind you, had a history of racism and sexual misconduct, did a better job.
To be honest with you, I'm just gonna be real honest with you about it. It's because he put people around who actually knew football.
And he's a football dude himself.
And he's a football goon
Yep.
himself.
Yep.
So regardless of all of the extracurricular activities, hey, you put people around you that know your job, that know their jobs. I always tell people this. When you are a hands-on owner, it never works out for you in the NFL. Look at Jerry Jones. The only reason why it is not frowned upon with him is because he's with the Dallas Cowboys.
Yep.
That's a media darling. But if you look at Al Davis, guys like that, God rest his soul, the great Al Davis, he was very hands-on with his team. And as you notice, as time went on, it really did more harm than good. You can't be a meddler
Yep.
and expect things for you to turn these franchises around. I mean, and plus, another owner who I would say that people need to take heed to is the great Eddie DeBartolo from the San Francisco 49ers. Back in the day. Yeah, because he put people in position to get their jobs done. Granted, he saw to it that you won, but guess what? He wasn't a meddler. You come to him and tell him what you needed, but I mean, hey, but people need to stop. But guys need to stop coming into the NFL thinking that this is the business that they were previously in, because the NFL is not like that. You got to put people in position that knows what they're doing, and you can't be throwing drinks on people thinking and discrediting yourself like that. Because the sad part is, to piggyback on what you said, that was a suite that he was in. That was a suite. They just opened the doors. It was an open door suite.
That was actually a suite.
Yeah, that's an open door
suite.
That's a suite. That's a suite.
But why is there Jaguar fans when there's a suite?
It's right in front of the
way that their stadium is set up, because those are like the nosebleed seats there. So,
oh my god.
Yeah, then you have a suite, and it's like 5 feet away from you is fans, right there. But I mean, even still, bro, you're a billionaire. You're a billionaire. I mean, and plus, like I said, you are a grown man. You are a grown man, how we say it down south.
Yeah.
You ain't got no business around here acting like a child. You 60-some years old.
6 years old, bro, throwing drinks. Jesus.
You throwing drinks on folks like you on the Housewives of Atlanta. What's wrong with you?
What, he thinks he's Nene?
Yeah.
I mean, dude looked like dude looked like it was like a reality show. Just watching it. But anyway, to make a long story short, Harrison, I hope it gets better for you, because it can't get any worse. And unfortunately,
it cannot.
I like what Champ said. Like, when it comes to like guys that know how to do their jobs, because like another guy you could look at is Jeffrey Lurie. But Lurie's also just one of those guys where he doesn't really mess around, because he's one of the only owners in the NFL because they showed this with Bradley Cooper when he was in his suite, Super Bowl 52. There is no alcohol in Jeffrey Lurie's suite whatsoever.
He's very disciplined. And he's also, in fairness to him, he's very classy. I will give Jeffrey Lurie this. He's very classy.
He's one of the best owners in sports.
Yeah. Wait, bro, let me ask you a question. During like probably the pandemic, did you hate it, Howie Roseman?
No, like, the thing is, I had a love-hate relationship. I didn't necessarily hate him. I know
Eagles fans hated him.
I questioned some of his choices. Like, obviously, when Jalen Hurts was drafted, we were all like, what the hell is he doing? And then we were like, oh, now I see why you did it. But then there's others where JJ Arcega. I remember I was at one of my friend's proms. Because she went to an all-girls school. So I was surrounded by guys that went to a different high school. We're all around my phone when the Eagles pick was coming up. We're all like, oh, we're getting DK Metcalf. We're getting DK Metcalf. And then we see JJ Arcega-Whiteside, and we're like,
where the fuck has he been?
We're like, who?
Who? I really forgot who the fuck he is. I don't know where the fuck he is. Where's he at now?
Well, we did trade him to Seattle, but I don't even know if he's still there.
I don't know if he's still there or not. I'm pretty
Probably
sure
Columbus.
Jake Bobo and JSN have been playing better than that motherfucker.
Well, he
But-
transitioned to tight end, but yeah.
You want to add something, Champ, before we move on?
Or who can forget?
Chicago has the number 1 pick. We
Yeah,
actually
Yeah,
going to talk
Chicago
about that.
does.
Champ, is there anything you want to add before we talk about Chicago? Or you?
I'll tell you all
no.
the. I'll just
No,
tell
go
you all the
ahead.
top 10 right now. This is the current draft order.
Go ahead.
So the Bears, who have officially locked into the 1 seed because of the Panthers' record.
Mhm.
2 is the Commanders, 3 is the Patriots, 4 is the Cardinals, 5 is the Giants, 6 is the Chargers, 7 is the Titans, 8 is the Jets, 9 is the Falcons, and 10 is the Bears.
We're at 9.
You're at 9.
Wow.
Yeah,
And you
just
better
lose.
and Champ, you may have to look at seriously draft a quarterback or trade for a quarterback because we all know you're tied to Desmond Ritter. You keep saying man couldn't even pass gas even if you fed him refried beans.
All night long. All night long.
But anyway,
we already talked about. I'm gonna talk about that later.
let's talk about the Chicago Bears. Rob mentioned it. They have the number 1 overall pick in the draft. Now, Caleb Williams hasn't announced his decision yet on whether he's going to enter the NFL draft. Personally, in my opinion, I think he should, because if he actually thinks he's going to stay in USC and, mind you, play in the Big Ten,
And not a chance in hell.
there is no chance in hell. If you think it's going to get any better in 2024 for Caleb Williams at USC, think again.
No, both Penn State and Michigan are going to bust their ass.
And let's not forget Ohio State.
And I think they play Wisconsin. No, they don't play Ohio State, but I'm
Oh, they
pretty
don't. I forgot. I'm sorry.
I'm pretty sure they play Wisconsin.
Hell, at this point,
Huh?
the Colorado could beat their ass.
They claim close. It ain't too much of a stretch.
But anyway, let's talk about the Chicago Bears. They got to make a serious decision because this is now their 2nd consecutive time they have the number 1 overall pick. Last year they had the number 1 overall pick. They traded to Carolina. Carolina drafted Bryce Young. Now they have the number 1 overall pick. Caleb Williams, whether he comes out, I think he should come out. A lot of comparisons between him and Patrick Mahomes. But he struggled this season in large part because of Lincoln Riley. The defense, they struggled. Not the type of season he had last year. Last year, he won the Heisman Trophy. Champ, you mentioned this last week on the show. You talk about USC quarterbacks and how they've had a lack of success transitioning to the NFL level outside of Carson Palmer. That's the only quarterback I know, and to a lesser extent, Mark Sanchez, because we can't ignore his
like 2 years, but then he got
back-to-back AFC Championship games. But at best, he was a game manager during that time. But outside of those first 2 years, he was terrible. So,
I mean, the worst was Matt Leinart by far.
Matt Leinart, but Mark Sanchez, particularly in year 4, brought, let's not forget, the butt fumble when they had Tim Tebow, and he led the NFL in turnovers that season. So
I'll take you back even further than that. Who really is Tom Marinovich?
Yes, Tom Marinovich.
yes,
Yeah, Tom Marinovich. He washed out the league in 2 years. He got drafted by the Raiders in the first round in, I think, 1991.
right. So, Broad, if you're the Chicago Bears GM, you have the number 1 overall pick. You still have Justin Fields, who's a talented quarterback, but you're not that big on Justin Fields yourself. Should they trade him? Should they trade the number 1 overall pick? Should they keep the number 1 overall pick and draft Caleb Williams? Or if they feel like Fields is their quarterback, I think they should exercise his 5th-year option and not make the same mistake that the New York Giants did. Remember with Daniel Jones, they didn't pick up his 5th-year option. He improved the following season, made the playoffs, won a playoff game, and then they paid him $40 million. And how's that turned out so far for the Giants? So if you're the GM, Broad, of the Bears, what do you do?
Yeah, no, Ryan Poles, he is stuck in a very interesting situation because, I mean, Justin Fields, he's shown throughout the season that he can do it, but I don't think they fully trust him. So obviously Caleb Williams is right there. You're not going to draft Olu or Joe Alt first overall because offensive linemen rarely have success when they're first overall. I mean, look at the last guy, freaking what's Eric? Well, Eric Fisher won a Super Bowl, but still wasn't that great with Kansas City. Yeah, I mean it's tough because do you pass up on Caleb? Do you shock everybody by drafting a guy like Olu, Joe Alt, or even some way somehow Drake May first overall? It's
Yeah.
Not too pleased with the number 1 pick, huh?
I mean, it's just a messy situation.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So in Broad's mind, he is at best unsure about what they should do. Trey, if you the GM of the Bears, what are you gonna do?
I'm looking at their first pick, and I'm like, let me see, can I finesse another team into taking this first pick?
Which team do you want to see get the number 1 pick, Trey, if Chicago trades?
The Chicago trades. Who would want? Who needs a quarterback really bad?
The Falcons, the Steelers. Who else am I missing? Oh, PSP, you fine with your
Washington.
quarterback?
No, with Sam Howell, I've been trying to tell folks that he's a quality quarterback, but I think the biggest problems are offensive linemen, defensive linemen. Champ and I, we've discussed this. Washington, they had to trade up Montez Sweat, Chase Young. I hated it. I didn't mind Chase Young being traded because of durability problems. Montez, and you see how well Montez has been balling. I told you,
Yeah.
Champ, he's capable of
Yeah,
having a caliber.
Yeah.
He's
The
at 12.
Bears.
New
Yeah.
Orleans.
But if I'm Washington and we have the number 2 pick, mind you, we could draft Drake May. But I think with Washington, there are other things that we have to address. We have to address our O-line because Champ will be, we have to. We got to address our O-line because our O-line has been shit this season. And Champ will tell you this a fact. Hey, quarterbacks can't throw behind their back. He's been telling me that all season long. No matter what quarterback you have, even if you put Patrick Mahomes there behind that O-line, that's a world of trouble.
Champ, can I tell you something, Champ?
Yeah.
So let's say this. What if you guys get Justin Fields?
He'd be
How would
happy
you
with
feel?
it.
Like, listen. I mean, well, I don't know if you guys talked about the Russ situation, but I think God damn it, Trey. But if you guys,
you want Russ in the ATL, Harrison?
no, if you know.
You know he got to deal with Future and Bow Wow and all that other shit.
No, listen, I was trying to talk to Champ, but no, he straight fucked me up.
I'm sorry.
Man, you talking to that man Kim.
But listen, if you guys get Russ, I don't think Russell Wilson should not go to Atlanta. Here's the reason why. You guys are nothing but a ground and pound type of offense, correct? Because you guys know nothing but running the ball. If you have Justin Fields, in that offense with Drake, because you have a good offensive line, you have a good tight end, you have Drake London. I mean, that looks like you have a shot to win the South next year. You guys can win 10 games. Would you take Justin Fields?
Yeah, and from what I'm hearing, they're asking for 2 third-round picks at this point for him. But here's what I would rather do. Rather than trade any picks, I would rather get either Russ or Kirk Cousins at this point. Still draft a quarterback in the first round. Give Russ or either Kirk Cousins like a 2-year deal. Go get T. Higgins to pair him up with Drake London and see how it goes. That's what I would do for Atlanta. As far as if I am the Bears, I'm doing exactly what Trey did, except I'm picking up the phone and I am calling the Las Vegas Raiders to see if you're willing to give up Max Crosby to get Caleb Williams. And if you are, I want him a first and a second because I want to compare. I want to get him and on one side and Montez Sweat on the other side. And then guess what? I'm gonna build my draft
I
from.
was gonna say that,
Oh
but
my god, man.
yeah, I was
That's what
gonna
I'm gonna
say
try to
something
do.
similar to that, but I was finna say if they call Washington, right? And they tell Washington, hey, we'll give y'all the first pick right now. You just got to do one thing for me. You got to give us Terry McLaurin.
Mm. Ooh.
Hmm.
I swear, Jam, all I'm gonna say is Justin
I
Fields is
I
first
I, I
and
feel like
goal.
y'all trying to
Ooh,
aggravate me
quarterback
about this
run.
Washington shit, man.
No, no,
Yes.
no.
I
Like I
haven't
said,
said shit.
I
I
said
know
pick
you
up the
haven't. I
phone.
know you haven't, but people have been asking me, man, PSP, y'all this close to getting the number 1 overall pick. Y'all have the number 2 pick. Would y'all like to get the number 1 pick for Caleb Williams? Yes, but I got other shit I gotta address.
Yeah.
But yeah, I
First
will
is
pick
the
up that
worst, and
phone.
second is the best. I mean,
I
But
will
no,
pick up
But
that phone.
I just wanna go back to something that Champ said.
Yeah.
Like how you can't throw on your back. I've argued this with people. Obviously, people are going to say the quarterback is the most important position because they're the powerhouse of the offense, they're the brain, this and that. No, I disagree.
It's left tackle.
No, not even just left tackle. It's the offensive line as a whole.
Yeah.
oh,
Not going
okay.
to
I
be able
mean,
to throw the
okay,
ball if you're not
sure.
protected for him. Running back's not going to be able to get. It's not going to be able to hit any holes without blocks. And receiver, nice try getting the ball without an offensive line.
Yeah. But like I
That's
said,
first
I
young for
mean,
you.
I always say this, man, and I'm biased because I was a lineman in high school.
Same here.
But hey, like I said, quarterback can't throw on his back. And guess what? Hey, if you don't have an offensive line, you're 3 ways from Sunday messed up. I always say this, think of all the great teams throughout NFL history that had great offensive line.
90s
Boy,
Cowboys, the Hogs,
yeah, the Hogs, the San Francisco 49ers, that team
2017
in the
Eagles.
80s. I mean, think about the Eagles from last year. I mean,
Eagles
it
from
all
last year
starts with
and
that wall.
2017. And remember, that Super Bowl, they were without their team captain and starting left tackle and also future Hall of Famer, Jason Peters.
Yeah.
So we had to rely on a guy who I had no idea who the hell it was. Halapui. I'm not even going to attempt to announce the rest of
Helapui.
it. High.
Yeah, Helapui.
Big V.
Yeah.
I love that dude, Big V. I
But
mean, the only 2 games he showed up was the NFC Championship game against the Vikings and the Super Bowl game. That was the best I
Yeah, pretty
saw.
much.
Yeah. But I still remember my little brother abroad, believe it or not, he's an Eagles fan. Oh my God, he shreds Big V all the time. But Champ, I don't mind that Raiders trade though.
yeah,
Because
I was
Caleb Williams did mention a list of teams he would love to play for, and he included the Raiders. He
Yeah.
mentioned the Cowboys, the Dolphins, the Vikings. He also mentioned the Raiders because of the market, Las Vegas. But the thing is, though, Washington.
Can we really believe it, though? That's the problem.
You could believe it only because of Josh Harris and Magic Johnson.
No, I'm talking about. No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about his desired list of teams because you know how much fake shit is out there on the internet now.
No, but the only reason why it would sell because Caleb Williams, believe it or not, is from DC.
I know,
Washington doesn't. Yeah, although Washington does not play in DC, and by the way, Washington, go build a fucking stadium in DC. Nobody wants to see them in Landover, Maryland. And if you're gonna build a fucking stadium, build it with great structure. The field is terrible. Broad, you know that. You saw Jalen Hurts.
Now the only team that's actually going to be in DC in the future is the National.
I'm gonna just say this, dog. I'm gonna just say this to the Commanders as a Raven fan. Please get out of our state. Get out of Maryland.
It's going to take us time in order to do that. We're going to have to pay a huge sum of money in order for us to move to DC. But only reason why I would sell Caleb Williams to the Commanders is because he's from DC. Magic Johnson. Look, you can't rule out Magic Johnson because anything he touches turns to gold, and we can't disregard the body of work he's done
in Los Angeles.
In Los Angeles.
Yeah, but they need to
the Dodgers
destroy that or
Yep, the
stadium
Dodgers, yep.
crazy because you know what's embarrassing? when they picked it as a venue and then decided not to go forward with the venue for the 2026 World Cup. And that's the first time in I forget how many years that a capital city in the host country will not host a World Cup game.
But where would y'all like to see Justin Fields? If you still keep him in Chicago, I immediately exercise that 5th-year option. Immediately exercise that 5th-year option because you're gonna make the same mistake like Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones played well in year 4, and he got the bag. You want to pay Justin Fields $40 million?
No, you don't.
Hell no.
My thing is this: if you're gonna do anything with Justin Fields, here's what I would do. Like I said, I will pick up that phone, call Las Vegas, say, "Hey, you can have the number 1 overall pick for Max Crosby, Hunter Renfro, and a first and a third. That's what I want. It gives a weapon it gives a slot receiver to Justin Fields. It gives us another pass rusher to go along with Montez Sweat, and plus we have a little bit more cap room as well. Then, depending on what happens in the draft, depending on how the picks fall, I'm drafting Brock Bowers.
Ooh, I would love that.
So Brock Bowers, Hunter Renfro, DJ Moore.
I would love that.
Oh my god, bro.
That'd be
They're
big.
set up for success.
And then then you already got the bookends on defense. You just need to go into free agency and draft a linebacker because you did a very, very bad injustice to the Chicago franchise by trading Raekwon Smith for a 2nd-round pick. How crazy can you be at a certain point? You literally traded a 2-time All-Pro linebacker for a 2nd-round pick. I was literally, when they did that, I crap you not. I literally was going through every single news outlet to see what did Raekwon Smith do wrong. Because for you to get rid of him for essentially a song, it's crazy.
He wanted $100 million.
Yeah,
but you know what, champ? You know what it reminds you of? The D-Hop trade to Arizona.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just about to bring that up too.
Yeah,
because you traded DeAndre Hopkins at that point, one of the elite receivers in football, and you trade him to the Arizona Cardinals, and you don't get him a 1st-round pick, not 1 or 2 in return.
But the thing that shocked me the most is because not only did the Bears draft him, but the Bears are the cornerstone for the linebacker position. They're the cornerstone.
And the defense too.
Yeah. And he was supposed to be the next great linebacker for the Chicago Bears. In fact, he was. At one point he got 160 tackles a year. It's like, and he's all pro. So for you to trade him, that definitely set the franchise back a bunch. Because can you imagine? Go ahead.
And on top of that, guess what happened? Baltimore got him, and you know what they did? They said, "Oh, you want $100 million? Oh, no problem. We'll sign it up for you right now."
And essentially he's the Ray Lewis of that team right now. He's not as good as Ray Lewis was, but he's essentially the emotional leader of that team right now. But yeah, there's been a lot of people point to the quarterback position as far as the Chicago Bears, but there's been a lot of mistakes over the course of the last couple of years. That being one of the main ones for me, for you to trade Raekwon Smith for a 2nd-round pick, because I legitimately thought he got into some legal trouble when that first happened. I was like, he must have got into some legal trouble, and they ain't brought it out yet. I waited 3 days in order to even say anything. So
he must have either legal trouble or he must have done something to the Bears organization that probably infuriated them.
Because that's what I was thinking.
I remember.
Well, champ. Also,
all I remember was asked for $100 million, and then it was like they wouldn't give it to him. So I guess they was like trying to get him to budge, and he wasn't budging.
When it comes to the Bears with their quarterbacks, they are notoriously known as one of the worst teams to have a quarterback because they are the only team in the NFL, the only franchise without a 4,000-yard passer.
And the best quarterback they had in this generation, Jay Cutler.
Yeah.
and the best quarterback they've had in history. You got to go back to the year when they won the Super Bowl champ with Jim McMahon.
Yeah, Jim McMahon.
He's not their best quarterback of all time.
Oh yeah, Sid Gilman.
You
I
gotta
apologize.
go further back. It's like Sid Luckman.
Sid Luckman, my bad.
But that just tells you how bad the quarterback play has been in Chicago and how you haven't been able to find and develop one. So you're going to have to make a serious decision on that, but it's not going to be easy. But folks, let's talk about NFL picks. Now, this is the final picks for the NFL season.
Yeah.
Woo!
Now, for Saturday, January 6th.
Saturday.
I'm sorry, I'm having a little too much of them angry orchards.
The fuck is bro has a
Pitts-
drinking problem.
No, I don't. I just
say
liked
that.
it.
This
I
one
do
is better.
Okay, I'll
Oh,
try
woodchuck.
that one time.
That's woodchuck. That is good. PSP.
What was it? Cider?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
All right, I'll try that. I'll
Yeah,
definitely.
woodchuck
try
is
that.
real good.
I think it's from it's from New England.
Oh, cool.
Oh, for real?
Pretty sure it's from like Vermont.
I'll definitely try that.
From Vermont.
Oh, I
I'll
did not know that.
I'll definitely try. What is it again, bro?
Woodchuck.
Woodchuck.
Woodchuck. Oh, absolutely. So we got one. Pittsburgh at Baltimore. I don't think Lamar Jackson is playing. He won't play in that
He's
one.
not. Tyler Huntley. Give me the Steelers.
Pittsburgh is a 3-point favorites into that game. So who y'all got?
Ravens arresting everybody. So give me the Steelers.
There you go. Trey?
Same.
Champ,
said
Trey,
same.
you got to fix the microphone, man.
He said same.
Okay.
That's all good. All of us agree it's going to be Steelers. Now, this one tomorrow night is going to be a very interesting one.
Yeah.
Houston at Indy. Houston is a 1.5 point favorite. This could be a great opportunity for them to secure a playoff spot, maybe win the division as well. You never know because all three teams, Jacksonville, Indianapolis, Houston, are tied. This could be a great statement game for CJ Stroud to make his case for Rookie of the Year. Who do y'all got?
Where are they playing at?
At Indy.
Indianapolis.
You know what? I'm gonna take the Houston Texans. Houston.
Broad?
I'm taking the Colts.
Trey?
Same.
Okay. Harrison?
Wait, what's
Wait, are you agreeing with
I'm
Champ or
agreeing with undisputed.
Champ?
Yeah, I'm going with you, champ.
Well, you can't go wrong with Champ. And that's why I say he's the wisest one.
Oh, I'm the only one.
I
going
know.
with Colts. Okay.
No, I mean you're wise too, bro. I'm not. I would never. I mean, you damn sure ain't no Jay or Kenny. That I know for a fact.
I know that's me. I was scared.
All right, this not even close. Dallas at Washington. Dallas is a 13-point favorite.
Dallas.
We all agree Dallas.
Let's just move on.
Yeah. Move on from that one.
Yeah, just go ahead.
Harrison, I'm gonna let you go first. Bucks at Panthers. If the Bucks win this one, I think they win the division.
Yep, they do.
Yep. You know what I hate about this shit?
Baker
Because every
Mayfield.
single time, every Saints fan tell me, I hope you guys can win. And guess what? We fucking lose.
Well, that's the same with the Falcons too.
I mean, Jesus Christ. If Jay-Z Horn plays, give me the Panthers, but I'm going with Tampa.
All right, Broad,
I'm going with Tampa.
Champ.
You know what? I want Atlanta to make the playoffs because if the Carolina Panthers pull this off, if we beat the Aints, we go to the playoffs. But I want Arthur Smith up out of there even worse. So I'm picking the Bucks. Baker Mayfield light them up like a Christmas tree in December so we can get Arthur Smith up out of there.
I don't like. Oh God, I'm not gonna. discard.
I only
mean-
got one thing.
Bring up the Oh, you Boomer Sooner.
Yeah,
Hey,
the best
listen,
player is Trae
Baker
Young.
Mayfield. I'm gonna say this one last time and one last time only because I'm tired of people taking me out of context. Baker
God.
Mayfield is not a franchise quarterback. Baker Mayfield is not a game changer or a difference maker. If you redo that draft, you either go Josh Allen or Lamar number 1 overall. That we can all agree upon.
Yeah, he wins.
But
Hang on, give me
Baker
your fucking
Mayfield,
flowers.
what I said is a competent. That means he's good, capable enough to be a starter in the National Football League. Champ has
And
talked. Go ahead,
he
Champ.
made Pro Bowl. He was a Pro Bowl alternate this year.
Yes, congratulations to Baker. I think
So is Jalen Hurts.
yes.
Mhm.
Well, Jalen Hurts was going to get it anyway because not only the rushing, he also broke Cam Newton's record for the most rushing touchdowns. Although some people try to discount it because of that play, I don't give a damn. If you can't
If
do
you're
nothing
gonna be
about it,
critical-
that's your problem.
This is all I'm going to say. If you're going to be critical on Jalen Hurts with the tush push, then be critical with Tom Brady on the QB sneak. But you'll never do that because he's the GOAT. So I don't want to hear it.
That's the thing I was going to add. You stole my thunder, bro. I was going to bring up Tom Brady when it came to the QB sneak thing. Trey, Bucks and Panthers. Who you got?
Yeah. Bucks.
Oh, you got the Bucks? All right.
Yep.
And look, and I'm going to say this again with Baker, man. I think Baker is going to play well. Harrison may not like it because he used to play for the Carolina Panthers. But Harrison, I don't think it was just Baker. That was Matt Rule, who you hired, and he was terrible in
How about
Carolina.
this? How about this? Here's your fucking roses. Take them. Take them. fucking take them.
All right. Let's move on to the next game.
I love you, man.
Interesting one. Browns at Bengals. And the Bengals are 7-point favorites.
Really?
Who they?
Really?
I don't
Give
think.
me Cincy. Give me Cincy.
I don't think that the Browns are playing their starters though.
They're
Because
not.
I think they cleaned
They're
them
not.
already.
They're
They're,
not.
they're locked into the 5 seed.
Oh well, okay. Well, yeah, I'll take the Bengals then to say playing their starters.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So all of us agree Bengals in this one.
Yes, sir.
All right. Vikings at Lions. Detroit is a 3.5-point favorite. And Broad, I think they're probably going to sit their starters.
I mean, there's still. I don't even know about that because there still is one opportunity for them to get to the 2. So
All right.
Hey, I'm taking that division title. I'm taking that division title. I'm just gonna waltz into the playoff. I'm not gonna risk anything.
Oh, here's a stat that actually no one talked about since we just had these 2 teams back to back. Did you know that this is actually the first season in NFL history, at least in the Super Bowl era, that both the Detroit Lions and the Cleveland Browns won 11 games, both of them in the same season?
Yeah, I made a video about that called "Reverse the Curse."
Mm.
No, the curse of Bobby Lane still lives on with Detroit. So hopefully they break that soon.
All right. So Lions,
Yes, one pride.
Trey.
I'm going with Lions.
Harrison.
Yeah, I'm going with the Lions. I'm going with my guy Goff and Dan Campbell and the Lions.
Champ.
The Lions.
I'll go with the Lions. The only reason why I want to go with the Lions is because I just want to see the Cowboys get the number 3 seed. And if they lose, I just don't want them to go to the conference championship game. Because Cowboy fans and Broad, you know this for a fact. They are once they get to the conference championship game, they're gonna keep saying this is gonna be the year. This is gonna be the year. This is gonna be the year.
And then
I just
they
don't-
lose, and then we roast them.
You better. They say that every year.
No, but I
Yeah,
want to.
so
No,
then
but what?
if we just
like
reach
Yankees
the conference
fans.
championship game and lose, we're gonna roast them for it, and then they're gonna be like, "Oh, well, you knew the season ball."
Do that voice
What
again.
was that?
Do that again.
Do it again.
Do that again.
He loved.
You sound like a
Cartman.
Yeah.
That is not.
No, that is not fucking Cartman. It was like it's,
No,
it's like the same thing with the Yankee.
that's
I mean,
not
Brock.
Cartman. That's not Cartman. This is Cartman.
I mean,
I swear, Broad need
Yeah,
to go.
but
Broad need to
it's
have
like-
comedy. He needs to do comedy.
Broad can agree me on this. It's like Yankees fans. It's like, yeah, we have a shot to win the World Series, but guess what?
27 rings. 27. Shut up.
Exactly. And
But Cowboys
Y'all
fans
had
are
it once.
worse. They do it every year.
No,
and what
I'm
have
a
they
listen.
done?
No, but
Yankees
Broad can
fans,
claim me on
trust
this.
me.
I'm a Red Sox fan. It's
PS-
the worst.
PS- I know
They
you
talk
don't watch
about their
baseball,
27 Mickey Mouse rings. They've been in my
I
ad
know
for
you don't
the
watch
past
baseball, but
15
trust me,
years.
Yankees fans are worse.
Broad,
I can vouch.
listen,
I
we
can
both
vouch for
agree
that as a
fuck New York.
Braves fan.
Okay,
As a Braves fan,
Yeah, but-
all right. I'll take y'all word because again, I don't follow baseball. I barely watch it. The only reason why
Yankees
I watch
fans are worse. They could be getting killed in a game.
To me,
Rings.
Listen,
and I'm in the same division with the Browns. So to me, yeah, the Cowboys fans are bad, but the Browns fans, they worse.
All right. Speaking of New York, this may be one of the worst games to watch. Jets
Oh,
at
shit.
Patriots,
I'm
and the
going-
Patriots are 2-point favorites.
Jets got to end this streak.
Oh, no.
I don't think
Jets
so.
got to end it at some point, so I'm going with them.
Zach Wilson's done. He's already out with a concussion.
so
So,
Trevor
Trey, who you
Simeon's
got?
playing.
fuck it. Give me TikTok boy in Juju Smith-Schuster.
I would take the Patriots on this one.
Yeah, give me
Champ?
TikTok. Oh, sorry.
Oh, go ahead, Harrison. Let Harrison.
No, my fault.
Oh, I'd say the Patriots at this point because I don't think, like I said, Trevor Simeon, those quarterbacks they got, it is horrible. It's bad, man. It's horrible, dude.
I'm gonna go with the Patriots in this one, and they're gonna have to make a decision about what they're gonna do with Belichick.
Yeah, I'm going with TikTok boy and mainly zapping the Patriots.
Is he still doing TikToks?
No,
I don't know.
really.
Oh,
Okay.
Well, I mean,
I
he
hope
joined one of
This is
those creator houses with Dockery. I don't know if you've ever seen him. He was like
Never
a
heard of him.
wide
I've
receiver.
never heard of him.
He was a wide receiver at Oregon State. I think he was on like the Seahawks practice squad for a year, maybe. I don't know, but he's just known for like posting ridiculous catches.
I don't know these. I don't know him. I mean, like I said, I'm
Yeah, let me pull up one of his catches.
I follow you guys. I don't follow. I'm just being real. I follow you guys on TikTok.
All right, let's move on to the next game right here. What we got? Jaguars at Titans.
Okay, cool.
Oh,
He
that's
posts
nice.
content like that.
I think I've seen it here before.
I think I'll take. You know what? I want CJ Stroud to win out this division, and I need the Jaguars to kind of collapse like I predicted. So I'm gonna take. I know Ryan Tannehill ain't played in a while, but I'm gonna take him and Derrick Henry against the Jags simply because I want to see that huge collapse that I had predicted early in the season. I'm gonna lean back in the chair when I say that.
Broad.
Well, as critical as I am of Trevor Lawrence, I got to back Dougie P and Duval.
Trey.
Got to ride with Dougie P.
Ooh, man, I really want to say the Jaguars collapse, but I'm gonna go with the Jags.
Harrison.
When you said Duval, I was thinking about having Duval from Boston, but thanks, Broad. But give me Jacksonville. But man, I miss Adam Duval back. I need him back.
Look, Trevor Lawrence this season, and I got to be honest, folks, because I've been supportive of Trevor Lawrence. He's like the fancy card that can't do shit. He's the fancy card that can't do shit. He looks nice. He looks great, but he can't operate. And Champ has said it before. People love him because of his size. He's 6'5", 6'6", prototype, everything. But at the end of the day, when it comes to the results, I just ain't seeing it. And that goes a lot to his days going back to high school and college. So I hope Trevor Lawrence turns it around. And also, the only reason why I'm picking the Titans is because, to Champ's point, I would love to see C.J. Stroud make the playoffs this season with the Houston
Is
Texans.
T-Law playing?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he playing.
Yeah, he playing. Because
he's
again, this
playing?
is the
Oh.
last game, and they're trying to secure
game.
the AFC South title and a
Oh,
playoff spot.
okay.
Yeah. Seahawks at Cardinals. Seahawks are 3-point favorites.
Cardinals.
Mm.
Shout out to Brandon. I'm going with the Seahawks.
Same here. Even though I wouldn't be surprised if Arizona won, because Arizona, when you look back like over the past 10 years, the Cardinals, like when they're bad, they just randomly decide to show up in Seattle and win.
Broad, not Broad, sorry. But PSP, can you pull up the Oklahoma helmet?
Oh, go with Arizona.
Yeah, give me your boy Kyler.
I'll go with Arizona. Lately, they've been playing better football. I mean, they've had some impressive wins this season. Not just Philadelphia at Philadelphia, but they beat
That was in Seattle.
Pittsburgh. Let's not forget that. Although we can look at how bad the
Yeah,
Steelers
they
are
whooped
struggling.
on Dallas.
But I got to give Jonathan Gannon his credit. I'll give him his credit for what he's done this season. Bears at Packers. Packers are a 3-point favorite, and it's at Lambeau Field.
Shout out to Leaf. Go Pack, go.
I'm picking Packers.
Packers.
Okay.
Bears.
Harrison.
Good. I'm still keeping PSP, and I've been keeping my take on up my sleeve here, so I think the Packers are going to get in here. So give me Green Bay.
Okay. So 4-1. Chiefs at Chargers. The Chargers are a 3.5-point favorites.
Yeah, because I don't think Mahomes and none of the guys are playing.
They're not. They
Yeah,
already
so
locked up the AFC West, and they're locked
Chargers.
in the
Chargers. I think all of us would be
Chargers.
going with the Chargers.
I'm going with the Chiefs on this one. I don't know why.
Hey, if the Chiefs win that game, they would be happy. I mean,
Good,
helps them
good.
move up
Just
the
rub it
board.
in your fucking face.
But I just want to see the Chiefs play a playoff game. You know how great you got to be to not play a playoff game on the road in like 5 years? What we've seen with Patrick Mahomes, that's crazy to me. I feel like that's
So
unprecedented.
hold up. So if they lose here, they play on the road.
No.
No,
They
they
lost
secured
right
the AFC West division.
Oh,
They
my fault.
Great year.
They'll play their first game on the road. They'll play their first game at home, and depending on what happens, they'll play their second game on the road, and so
Right.
forth and so forth.
Oh,
Are
my
they the
fault.
number 3 seed in the West?
Yes.
Yeah, number 3 seed AFC. I'm
Winner
sorry. Yeah.
winner of Buffalo and Miami will be the two.
Okay.
Okay, my fault.
All right. We got speaking of the AFC West, Denver at the Raiders. The Raiders are 3-point favorites. Remember, Russell Wilson is going to sit out. They already made the decision to sit him out for Jared Stidham. Antonio Pierce, what he's done for this team has been very impressive, especially in the aftermath of Josh McDaniels. They made a horrendous mistake going with Josh McDaniels after what you saw from the interim head coach who took over for John Gruden, with the mess with John Gruden with the emails, to Henry Ruggs III, to Damon Arnett. Antonio Pierce has done a great job so far. I think he's the coach, unless you want to go with somebody else. But that's a story for another day. Champ, who do you got in this game?
The Raiders, I think they're still trying to prove that Coach Pierce needs that job. I think they're trying to prove that more than ever right now. I think they're going to rally around him and go out there and try to beat Denver like they stole something at this point. So, yeah, taking the Raiders.
Broad?
Well, shout out Chris Berman with the way he says it. The Raiders. Yeah.
Trey?
Yeah, I'm going with Vegas on this one.
All right. Harrison?
Yeah, I'm going with the Raiders on this one. I hope Antonio Pierce gets the job.
I hope so too. Eagles at Giants. It's at Giants, and Philly is a 5.5-point favorites.
You know
Rod?
what?
Can we just
You
move
know
on?
what?
Can we just move on from this? Because we already know. We already know. We already know.
So I think it's a no-brainer. It's unanimous. Eagles.
Yes.
All right. All right. Rams at 49ers. San Francisco is a 4-point favorites. Are they going to sit out their first team players because they already secured the number 1 seed, or
I know Christian McCaffrey is sitting out with a hamstring injury. So
bro's hurt.
Yeah, Carson Wentz against, I think, Sam Darnold.
so I think
Man, battle of trash. Which one's trasher?
uh
I'm
I'll
going
take
with
the I'll take the Niners in this. I think Sam Darnold will outperform Carson Wentz.
I'm going to go with the Rams.
all right? I'm gonna go with the Rams too. Trey,
I'm going with
Rams.
all right. Harrison,
I'm going with the Niners on this one. I like Darnold.
Carson Wentz versus Sam Darnold. It's kind of like either I order McDonald's or Taco Bell. I mean,
Hey, your tummy gonna be toe up either way it goes.
It's like which one do I want? McDonald's or Burger King? Which one do I want to have on on the toilet?
although if you do not eat McDonald's fries, folks, they're not that good.
They're trash as fuck.
If you want good fries, go to Five Guys, go to Checkers, somewhere. I don't know, anything. Heck, Wendy's got better fries than McDonald's.
Yes, they do.
And last game, Bills at Dolphins, Sunday Night Football on NBC. Buffalo is a 2.5-point favorite. Who wins?
The Buffalo Bills, and they will steal the division away from the Miami Dolphins. And that collapse will be talked about on ESPN all day long by Shannon Sharp and Stephen A. Smith on Monday. Mark my words.
Mm-hmm. Anyone else?
I'm going with Buffalo. I'm going Buffalo. On this
Buffalo
one.
Bills.
I think
I was with the Buffalo Bills and Bills Mafia.
The Bills have, at least in the second half of the season, have looked like a way better football team than
yeah,
the first half.
they're a way better team right now. They struggle and then they just came back.
All right. So y'all got Bills?
We looked at this team not even heading into the Eagles game. We're like, oh, this team, like, shit, they got to play Kansas City. They got to play Miami. They got to play Dallas. They beat Dallas. They beat Kansas City.
All right.
Miami's
I mean, yeah, you're right.
I'm gonna go with the
I
Bills in
almost
this
beat the
one.
Eagles.
I'm gonna go with the Bills in this one because I think Miami, they gotta prove it to me going up against a team besides the Cowboys to actually compete. I mean, Buffalo, they can be a scary team come postseason time. As long as they hand the ball off to James Cook and you don't ask him to do that much. So that's about it. But anyway, let's get into some wrestling. And before we get into that, I got to bring in this dude, Casual. My man, Casual, man. How you doing, bro?
Yo. What's good, OG?
What's going on, Casual? How you doing, brother?
Man, hard work pays off.
Mm-hmm.
And this is where I stay silent.
Nah, what's good, brother? How you doing, man?
I had to bring you on, my brother, because again, I wanted you. We're doing WWE. We're gonna do a wrestling one.
My favorite.
So we're gonna do this one.
Start on this one.
Cut.
OG, have you seen the Did you see today's show?
No, I gotta go check it out.
SmackDown?
No, I didn't see it. I was keeping up with I was doing my football stories.
And breaking news: Fatal 4-Way incoming
Okay, for the Royal Rumble.
for the Royal Rumble.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Casual, you want to go first? Start, bench, and cut.
Let me go ahead and simmer down so I can think about this. So we got The Undertaker We got Andre the Giant. We got Bret Hart. I'm gonna start Undertaker because I think me personally, it's a little bit of bias because I hold that 2005 return up until the moment he actually like officially retired. I hold those like the moments he gave me near and dear. The 2007 match against Batista, the 2000, I mean WrestleMania 25 and 26, matches against Shawn Michaels, um, his world heavyweight title reign, how he made Mark Henry seem far more dominant than he looked in past years. I'd argue Undertaker has the greatest final match of all time. The match he had with AJ Styles, that's a way to send it off, and so that's why I started. I'm a bench Bret Hart because that's the greatest, the greatest there is, the greatest there was, the greatest there'll ever be. So that's my guy. And then Andre the Giant unfortunately has to get cut. I don't want to cut him, but since Sports PSP wanted to be nasty
I'm not
and
being
put
nasty.
and put him and put him in this type of battle to where I have to cut him, I gotta cut him. But much love to Andre the Giant. Rest in peace to my guy.
Champ.
Okay. Now, here's what we're gonna do.
Oh Lord.
I'm starting Andre.
Okay.
Andre went undefeated for 15 years. 15 years. His arms, his shoulders never went to the mat. Plus, you saw what happened. People don't understand this, and I say this all the time when I'm talking about wrestling. People always want to talk about the WWE. They don't understand the magnitude of what Andre did for all of the territories.
Facts.
Back during the National Wrestling Alliance days.
Facts.
He was the biggest attraction during that time.
Facts.
He was bigger than Hulk Hogan at one point before the WWE blew up in the 80s. I mean, even during Hulk Hogan's run, before Hulk Hogan became what he was, if it wasn't for Andre the Giant, there would be no Hulk Hogan as far as what he was. So, I mean, without the slam, take the slam out of it. Are we still, I'm talking about from 90s fans on up, are we still looking at Hulk Hogan as the all-time great if he doesn't body slam Andre, who hadn't been defeated in 15 years?
Maybe not 90s fans. Maybe not 90s fans.
I'm talking about wrestling savants will tell you that was the turning point of wrestling at that point. Largest crowd in history at the time. Over 90,000 people at the Pontiac Silverdome. And like I stated, people can't underestimate what Andre the Giant did for the territories back then as well. Because, being in the WWE is one thing, but when you think about the territory days of how far those guys had to travel, and there was no cable TV like it was today. And for you to be popular like you was back then in the territory days, when it was all about word of mouth and things like that, the wrestling inquiry and things like that, for you to be as big as he was, Andre was wrestling at that point. So I have to give the start to Andre because, hey, you ask wrestling savants who you taking to start your promotion, Andre the Giant was the biggest attraction in the world. So, unfortunately, I got to start. So, fortunately, I'm starting Andre. Unfortunately, I got a bitch Taker. Taker was a huge part of my childhood and my adulthood. I mean, it's not the same anymore watching WrestleMania without Taker. I'm not gonna lie to you, it's not the same anymore, man. You knew come WrestleMania, I'm gonna see the Undertaker beat somebody. Come this WrestleMania, somebody finna fall victim to the street. And not only that, look at the things that the Undertaker did: the Buried Alive match, Hell in the Cell, the Last Ride match. I mean, remember the match he had? I know Stone Cold's your GOAT, PSP. Remember that match he had with the Undertaker at SummerSlam? I mean, that one was bigger than WrestleMania at that point. I mean, in SummerSlam '98, that was huge. I mean,
and fully loaded too.
Yeah,
the first blood match. Yeah,
the first blood match, all of that. So
I want to
basically,
ask you a question before you, like when you finish. When you finish, I want to ask you a question.
and fortunately, I love Bret Hart, but I have to cut Bret Hart. I have to cut Bret Hart. And Bret Hart was one of the greatest wrestlers of all time. Wrestled in arguably the greatest match in wrestling history, in the Iron Man match at WrestleMania 12.
Mm-hmm.
So, but as he, in my humble opinion, he's not bigger than Andre. He'll never be bigger than the Undertaker. And Bret Hart had his own lane in technical wrestling, but he wasn't bigger at his peak than those two guys.
Go ahead, Casual.
Go ahead, Catherine.
So would you say, like, would you argue that Andre the Giant's 15-year streak
Mm-hmm.
was greater than Undertaker's 23-2 streak?
Yeah, it can be argued that, like I said, you're going through the territories back then, and back then, wrestling, the National
No,
Wrestling
it's
Alliance,
21-2. I'm sorry, I just checked it.
yeah.
You're right.
But back then, during the territory days, you're wrestling a multitude of people, and in fact, he beat Hulk Hogan back during the territory days. But like I said, it wasn't on the WWE, so it don't count. It doesn't count in a lot of people's opinion, I will say, but because people didn't see that on a national stage. But I will say that leading, if it hadn't been for him being sick after WrestleMania, I think it would have been he would have been even bigger than he was, because he was coming in just as cable television was getting off the ground, Andre the Giant. And it's unfortunate for him that he passed away shortly afterwards, and he succumbed to the illness that he had. But like I said, during the territory days, man, and like I said, during the territory days, Andre the Giant epitomized those territories back then. You get Andre the Giant, so you automatically filling up a stadium. I mean,
Yeah.
my mom used to go to the Columbus Civic Center to watch Andre the Giant. So
Wow.
yeah, because they used to come all over the place back then. I mean, it was huge back then. Wrestling used to come to towns back then in many different territories. We had Georgia Championship Wrestling down here, but they used to come to the Municipal Auditorium to Columbus back then. So every Saturday, every Friday. So yeah, everybody, those territory days, people take away from that because people don't really use the internet properly. But hey, some people will argue wrestling was even better back then. But Andre.
All right. All right. Trey.
Well, I'm starting the Undertaker. I'm benching. I'm gonna say I'm benching Andre,
And you
and
cutting
I'm
Bret the
cutting
Hitman
Bret.
Hart.
Yes, I'm cutting him.
All right. All right.
This is probably the most diverse choices we've ever had on the panel.
Yeah, and you accuse me of being nasty. No, but it's all love.
How?
It's all love. It's all love. I'm just being facetious. Calm
All
down.
right, dude. All right.
Broad, who you got?
I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I stopped watching WWE at the peak of the Cena Dwayne Johnson rivalry, or like at least when it was like near the end of it, but then like kicked back up like 2015. So that's probably what, like 2012 ish.
Damn, 9 years?
Yeah. But I'm gonna start the Undertaker. I'm gonna bench Andre the Giant, God rest his soul. And I thought he died of a heart attack at his father's funeral.
That's what I thought as well. Yeah.
But and then
Might have been he was doing.
I'm cutting Bret Hart.
All right. Harrison doesn't want to get involved with this, and I respect Harrison's decision. I gotta start Taker. The in ring, although Andre the Giant, boy, he was a beast. I'm gonna start Taker. I love his entrance. When you hear that toll, the when he walks, the entrance, and then he removes the hat and he does that eye thing. That's my favorite entrance.
Well,
Outside of course, my favorite is Stone Cold because Stone Cold is my goat. But the
Well,
Undertaker's entrance, you
I
can
seriously
argue.
need to know why Stone Cold is your GOAT, but we'll talk about this another time.
He's badass. He's rebellious. I just love him because of the Attitude Era and what he meant. Vince McMahon, Stone Cold. What he meant to the WWE and how he picked it up back in those days in the late '90s. Unfortunately for Austin,
Neck injury.
longevity he does not have because a lot of it has to go back, and Champ knows this. '97, the pile driver he suffered from Owen Hart, which caused him with that neck injury, which, by the way, he admitted he didn't break his neck, he bruised his spinal cord.
Yeah.
Which let's get that for the record. And also two other health problems that he was dealing with at the time, and he had mentioned that in his documentary. I've been a Stone Cold dude, badass, rebellious. I love his entrance. Also, he had some great matches. And speaking of which, with Bret Hart, remember the match in which Bret Hart
Yeah.
put him on the sharpshooter, and which
He
Austin
was
did not
bleeding.
quit. Did
No.
not quit. He
Bleeding.
was just unconscious, unfortunately. I'm a start taker. I'm a bench Andre the Giant. Unfortunately, I have to gut Bret Hart, but Bret Hart, that family history with, of course, Stu Hart, late great Stu Hart. Unfortunately, his brother, God rest his soul, Owen Hart, that horrible incident. But when you look at Bret the Hitman Hart, man, he had legendary matches. Austin WrestleMania, Shawn Michaels, of course. Of course, everyone they still bring up to this day Bret the Hitman Hart, the Montreal Screwjob, and that was a huge factor in the business.
They don't talk about how amazing that match was leading up
It
to that.
was.
It was. It was. It was. And, I mean, the rivalry between him and Shawn, not just in the ring, but also
Out
outside
the
the
ring as
ring
well.
too.
Yes.
And I've said this too. Shawn Michaels, greatest in ring wrestler I've ever seen. Just how it doesn't matter if it's a little dude or a big dude, he will put a show. He will put fans on the edge of their seats because how electrifying he was. And yes, you can argue casual 2000 Shawn Michaels probably was better than 90s Shawn Michaels because him coming off that back injury and the torn ACL, being away from 4 years, the SummerSlam match that he had against Triple H, dude looked like he was still at his best. He didn't. It was like he was still at his prime. And then, of course, the
Some of the
later
greatest
matches with
moves.
the Undertaker, and then Triple H with Bad Blood, that Hell in a Cell match. I'm a start taker because I love Mick Foley. I love that Hell in a Cell match. When Undertaker threw Mick Foley off the top of the cage, choke slammed him in the cage. I love Mick Foley. He crazy as hell. I mean, he doesn't look like the type of person that's like violent, but he just lives for it. And especially during the end of that match, them thumbtacks. I don't know what the hell he was thinking with them thumbtacks. But I'm a star taker because of the
Yeah.
personality, the character, the wrestling style. I'm a bench Andre the Giant, and I'm a cut, unfortunately, Bret Hart. But shout out to Bret Hart.
I'm
Hey,
forgot.
PSP.
Well, what's up?
You say Stone Cold's your GOAT, right?
If you
Go-
love Stone Cold, let me get a hell yeah.
What's
So
wrong with
go-
Stone Cold? You don't like Stone Cold?
No, I was gonna tell you, go back and look at the dangerous those go back to the old WCW, back
Oh,
when he was in
yes.
WCW, and look
Remember-
at the Dangerous Alliance.
Yeah. Remember the
People don't realize
promos
he's a
that
Paul Gaiman guy.
yeah. Remember the promo that he gave in which he received a standing ovation?
Mm-hmm.
And then and also Paul, he loved himself some Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman saw a lot of confidence in him. Paul Heyman wanted that attitude from Stone Cold, that authenticity,
Yeah.
and Jim Ross picked him up just like that. But
Yeah.
Yeah. And when it comes to the Undertaker, and I just remember one moment from him. I'm really trying to find out, are you the next big thing
Or wait a
or the
minute.
next big bitch?
I tried.
No. It's okay, champ. I don't mind cussing. I don't mind cussing. Just be careful, but it's all good.
But yeah, go back and look at the Dangerous Alliance matches.
But casual, that's why I say he's my GOAT. personality in ring, what he meant to the Attitude Era, the 90s at the time, the rivalries between him and Mr. McMahon, The Rock. My favorite Austin match, although he lost that one, WrestleMania 19 with The Rock at Seattle. Uh, the other match against Shawn Michaels, I was kind of disappointed how that didn't turn out well. Shawn at the time, he was dealing with some personal problems, drug problems, the bad back, and also to Mike Tyson. Love me some Mike Tyson. That was a terrible count though. That count.
But
But
how did you feel since you were a Stone Cold fan? How did you feel when you saw Stone Cold turn heel and he shook Mr. McMahon's hand?
yeah, but still, Trey, I told you last week my favorite moment with him and Mr. McMahon, that hospital when he hit him in the head with that bedpan. Headache. I mean, but that's how I feel about Stone Cold. But anyway, casual. You interested in music?
Hell yeah. What?
All right.
I guess you
We
guys haven't heard me sing.
we're gonna do a rap one. Which
All right.
artist you want? This is not politics or anything, folks. This is just music.
Ooh. Ah.
Oh, wait, what the fuck?
Yeah, just
Uh,
music, Harrison. Music,
Hold on,
Harrison.
hold on.
I
I
was-
just
I
want to
was
like
just-
before we officially start this. I just want to ask a quick question. Am I the only one that chose Shawn Michaels? I mean, not Shawn Michaels. Bret Hart to be benched,
I
I
think so.
think
not to be cut.
I think you said start Undertaker, bench.
Bret
Yes,
Hart.
yes, you did. Yes, you did. You did say bench Bret Hart, and you did say cut Andre the Giant. You did say that.
Oh my! I'm the only one that didn't cut Bret Hart. Y'all are evil. Y'all are evil.
Bret Hart was not bigger than Andre, and he was not bigger than Taker.
He may not have been bigger, but he was better.
All right, casual. Which artist you picking?
Ooh.
Wayne or Kanye?
Can I go based off? Can I give you two answers?
All right.
Okay, so my you and me, I'm going with Wayne. I'm going with Wayne because that Carter series is like no other. You're never gonna find an album like an album series that was as impactful but also being that damn good around that time. From the Carter one,
was trash.
you can have a problem with Carter 5, but Carter 1 all the way to the Carter 4, like that run, and that was like a 12-year run. It was well over a decade that he was running the music industry. Mix that in with the fact the dedication series. I don't know if you're a big mixtape guy, OG.
Drought 3. Drought 3.
Stop playing.
Drought 3. Did we lose casual?
No. I'm here. No, the drought. What else? What else can we talk about? We could talk about how he slid on every remix that he jumped on and made it even bigger than what it actually was. Matter of fact, let's double back to the drought. OG, is it me or did every song he hopped on he made better than the original?
Yeah, because people said that he did The Sky's the Limit. They say he did that one better than Mike Jones.
Mike Jones.
Yeah, like Lil Wayne's run from 2002. No, fuck that. Lil Wayne from the Block is Hot, which was 1998. So what's that? What was the shit called? OG 500 degrees.
500 degrees.
Yeah,
Yes.
500 degrees all the way to his last. I think it was like Carter 4, which I'm gonna call his last Carter because that Carter 5 I do not count.
All right.
That was something else. So the younger part of me goes with Lil Wayne, but objectively, and I had talked to my girlfriend about this recently. It's Kanye and it's not close. The reason why it's Kanye is not close is it's not just what Kanye did personally, because a lot of what I talk about when I talk about Lil Wayne's greatness is what he did individually. But think of what Kanye did as far as impact the music industry as a whole and how it still is being impacted to this day. Think about it. Who is really just using 808s the way that Kanye was using? Who was using them the way he was using them, and who has yet to replicate the way he was using it now? And then we talk about the classics that Lil Wayne had. Quiet as kept. Kanye got classics that, like, to this day, people still will like bust out and start singing immediately. I think it was My Dark Twisted Fantasy.
My Beautiful Twisted Dark Fantasy. Yeah,
Yeah,
2010.
that album mixed with his album he did with Jay-Z, Watch the Throne, mixed with a slew of other albums. Pablo, I think, is heavily underrated. We get to talking about Graduation. Like, Kanye got hits on type of hits. His production is there. His producer ability is there. Is really what got him into the business in the first place. His rapping ability is there. His impact is there. That man is nah. You go with Kanye. You go with Kanye objectively, but me
Okay.
personally, Lil Wayne all day.
All right. Champ?
I was a huge Rockefeller fan coming up. I'm not going to tell you any stories. And I was probably, like I said, I'm from down south, so that was not necessarily popular back then. But when it comes to overall just impact, hey Trey, you good, bro?
Yeah, for real.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'm fine.
his mic. Your mic kind of like,
Your mic is
we can hear.
messing up.
Yeah, we can hear you snorting and stuff, OG.
But I was a little concerned. I apologize, guys.
Nah, you good. You good.
But
No,
I have to go with Wayne.
Mm.
I'm from down south, man. Like I said, there was no. Jay-Z is arguably the GOAT. I will say arguably, but that's another story for another day. And when you were mentioned up there, let's just kill all that. Let's just be for real. When you are a Southern rapper and you are even mentioned on the same echelon as a Jay-Z, that's saying something. Because only 3 rappers from down south are really mentioned up there with Northern rappers. And I will say that's Andre 3000, that's Wayne, Scarface, and T.I., I will say.
Oh, you're forgetting one more. You're forgetting one more.
What was that?
Pimp C.
But those are the only 5 from down south. When you start talking about GOAT status, that the hip-hop community entirely will say those guys can be on GOAT status on par with a Jay-Z. And let's not forget that the biggest year, Wayne single-handedly one year, I forget what the year it was, he kept the music industry alive. I think it was 2000 and I forget what year it was.
The Carter 3 album?
Yeah.
That was 2008.
2008, when he made over $200 million in the music industry, he single-handedly kept the music industry afloat. I remember you could not turn on this was back, before, nowadays on YouTube.
Sold a million the first week.
Yes. And then not only that, man, every time you turned on the television, this was back when we had music videos for all you youngers in the chat.
MTV.
This was back when we had music videos.
106 in Park.
Yeah, when we had 106 in Park, every time you turn on the TV screen, Wayne was there. And plus, Wayne is, without Wayne, there's no Drake. Without Wayne, there's no Nicki Minaj.
I was hoping he didn't bring that up, man.
Without Wayne,
that is true.
Currency, because all of them came from Young Money, And plus, man, like I said, at one point there was 2 people who owned the mixtape gang, and that was 50 and Lil Wayne. So
I don't even think 50 was on his level, to keep it
really, man.
Not on Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne took it to levels, bro, that. Man,
The
look.
best two mixtapes I ever heard was Drought 3 and 50 Cent It's the Future when 50 Cent first came out. Those are the best two mixtapes, arguably, of all time.
So you taking it over the Dedication series?
Over Drought?
No. It's the Future.
50 Cent It's the Future. Yeah, I would take that over that. I'm not gonna lie, because that one was when 50 was popping all over the place. But those are the best two mixtapes, arguably, that I've heard in my life. Was 50 Cent It's the Future and I don't even know if I said that right. And Drought 3. Those are arguably the two greatest mixtapes of all time. And hey, Casual, you from down south, right?
Yeah.
Remember
Houston.
Gangsta Grills?
Gangsta Grizzly.
Y'all youngest know about Gangsta Grills. I didn't know that.
My brother. So I remember. So I'm gonna give a quick story real quick, and I'm gonna let y'all go. I'm sorry. When I was younger, I had just gotten an Xbox 360, and my brother borrowed it, and so he come back. This is when I think it was Skate 2 came out. So I'm playing Skate 2, and I'm looking for like downloadables or something like that, and I find this album. It's called Lil Wayne Dedication 3. I cut it on. When I say for the whole year of 2008, I ain't played nothing else but that. I'm hearing Drake. I'm hearing Nicki Minaj. I'm hearing Tyga. I'm hearing, and all of it has Lil Wayne's hands on it. I'm hearing Mac. What was it? Was it Mac Main?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm hearing Mac Main. Like, I'm hearing everybody. He putting everybody on, and he making it sound better than it should.
Yeah.
Because let's be honest, some of them niggas couldn't rap. He made them sound way better than they should. That's how good Lil Wayne was. I'm mad that you brought that up. I'm mad you brought that up.
Yeah,
And
but
then not only that, remember 1,000 bars? Bruh, 1,000 bars was. I never thought I could listen to a rapper do 1,000 bars. I thought that the game had killed it when he brought out 500, but when Wayne did 1,000 bars consecutively,
nothing like it.
That was it.
Nothing like it.
That was it.
Nothing like it.
Brad, you want to go?
Shot-Town or NOLA?
That's on a show you is crazy.
I'm gonna go with Wayne. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. As a child or growing up, I was not a fan of his music because I thought just the way that his characteristic was in a lot of his early raps, I found his voice quite annoying. But over time, as I got older, I came to appreciate a lot more Wayne stuff. While Kanye, obviously, you like it a lot as a child, and then when I got older, I'm like, nah. So I'm going with Wayne.
All right. Brandon, how you doing, boy?
I'm doing good.
Good, man. Who you got, Wayne or Kanye? Which artist?
Also, hot take: Kanye not top 5.
Whoa.
Huh?
Don't start.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. That ain't ridiculous.
Huh?
I don't think that's ridiculous. I don't think it is. But hold on, what was the start bench cut?
No. This is which artist you want. You want Wayne or you want Kanye?
Oh, artists. I'm going Wayne. I'm going Wayne. Now, if we want to talk about producer,
Well, that's different because Wayne didn't produce.
yeah,
as much
because
Even
as a
then,
rapper,
but
because
even
as a rap,
producer, you look at Dr. Dre and you look at Timberland as producers more than you do.
It's who better artists though. It's who better artists. So you take that into account as well.
I mean, as a rapper, Kanye ain't top 5.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, as a rapper, let me see.
You said as a rapper, he's not top 5?
No.
No,
Okay,
as a rapper,
that's fine.
yeah, as a rapper, Kanye ain't top 5 as a rapper because you got Nas is better as a rapper.
Nas,
Eminem-
Pac, Biggie, Eminem, Jay-Z.
Yeah.
Actually, I think a legit argument can be made he's not top 10. Actually, a legit argument can be made he's not top 15.
Shoot, as a rapper, Kendrick might be better, but
No. Kendrick
J.
is
Cole
Kendrick
is better.
Wait, he
far
said he
better.
might be. No, Kendrick is better.
J.
Kendrick
Cole clears Kanye as a rapper.
Yes, he does.
Facts.
Mhm.
Meek Mill is a better rapper.
Yes. But I'm also biased because I'm from Philly.
Oh, yeah.
Who a
It's
better
not
rapper?
saying that. It's not saying that.
I got a question. Who a better
Okay.
rapper, Luda or Kanye?
Luda.
Luda.
Mhm.
Luda.
Oh, I got a question. Who a better rapper, Twista or Kanye?
Twista,
What's the?
especially how the way he raps that fast.
If you're gonna include Twisted, then you got to include Busta too.
I was
Yes.
just about to say. I got another question. Who's better?
Or no,
Busta
actually, I
Rhymes?
got
No,
these
bro,
represent.
we forgetting another rapper, but I'll let you go.
This is the rapper from the two areas that I'm from because I grew up mainly here, but I'm originally from the DMV, the 202. So Wale or Kanye.
Ooh,
As a rapper?
As a rapper.
I ain't gonna lie, you kind of
Wale.
pushing it, bro.
Nah, it's
Kanye.
Wale. What?
Kanye.
Are we tripping? What?
Wale?
Wale?
Kanye. I'm being
What?
biased. I'm being biased.
I'm going Kanye. I
I'm
ain't
being
going that
biased
far.
at this point.
So
I-
we're gonna
I-
act
I-
like we're gonna act
I
like
got
more
one.
about
I got-
nothing than anything.
I
Go
got
ahead,
one. I got one. Big Pun or Kanye.
Big
I'm
Pun.
picking
That's
Pun.
not close.
I'm not
Big
really
Pun.
big.
Well, that's not even debatable.
I'm not
Big
big
Pun.
on
This
Big
one-
Pun like that. I
this
only know
one's
one
gonna-
song though.
Okay, this one's gonna sound really stupid, but just
Big Pun.
my
close.
personal preference when it comes to him as a rapper, I prefer Logic over Kanye.
Okay, yeah.
Who over
I'm not mad
Kanye?
at that.
No.
I'm not mad at that.
What?
I ain't mad.
Yeah, you
Logic
said
over Kanye? All right, now.
oh,
So
Lord.
Logic
Oh,
gets the nod over Kanye, but Wale doesn't. Okay, y'all are tripping. Y'all are tripping.
I don't mind you saying Wale over Kanye. Casual. I don't mind Logic. I actually like Logic shit.
I'm
like
not-
Logic too.
I'm not
What
saying
I'm
oh
not
Logic
saying-
or Kanye. I'm just saying I prefer Logic over Kanye.
He just said he prefers it. That
about
doesn't
Lupe?
mean.
No. But you was making this. You was like, yeah, I get down with him being better than Kanye. No.
I never said he was
no.
better. Casual. I'm said okay. I'm
Okay,
cool with
so
it.
okay. So then, Logic or Kanye, who's a better rapper? Answer now.
I would pick
Is
Kanye.
he thinking about this?
I would pick Kanye.
Okay.
Hey, I gave you an answer.
Okay.
Come on, man.
Shit.
But he said the operative term is prefer.
Yeah, he
Broad said
prefers,
prefer.
yeah.
I don't mind you saying prefer. I mean, but again, teach his
Yeah,
own.
I prefer Kenyon Dixon over Chris Brown, but I'll never say that Kenyon is a better
Oh, don't
artist than Dixon.
Don't let Kenny hear that.
No. Kenny's gonna come
Don't-
here and
Don't do that.
do not the casual don't because I ain't
Don't let
wasting my
Kenny hear
time with
that.
Kenny.
Because
he a Chris
hearing-
Brown guy?
Oh, actually, you know what? No, let's ask casual this. Because our boy Kenny, this is the hill that he stands on, and I want to hear your insight on it. He says Chris Brown clears Usher.
Well, he ain't lying.
Huh?
Yes, he cleared Russia.
He
No,
thinks
he's better,
he
but he
thinks
doesn't clear.
he said flat out clears. He thinks Chris Brown is a better singer
No.
than
What?
Usher.
He said that
No.
Chris Brown's music is better than anything that Usher has released.
Okay, do you know what that is? But you
Better
know what
than
that is, and
Confessions?
you know what
Yes.
I hate. You know what that is, and I hate to say it. That's the young guy syndrome.
gotta
You
put
just don't
casual in the
know.
chat, I
You
ain't
don't
gonna lie.
know, bro.
But not just Confessions. Are we forgetting Usher's album '97, My Way, Nice and Slow, You Make Me Wanna? Are we forgetting
Yeah,
some
but
of the other?
not my way. But he think
But what album of Chris Brown do you look at and you say, okay, that's better than Confessions or surpasses Confessions?
Nothing, because he wasn't an album guy. Unless you want to say the closest thing to it is Fame, and Fame doesn't even match up to Confessions. If we keeping it a stack, Fame is on the level of Here I Stand.
Okay.
Oh Lord.
Oh Lord.
Like
Yeah.
I'm not, and that's not a knock to Chris Brown.
And that
That's big.
album, and that
That's
album
a
was
knock.
terrible. That album was
That's a nod to
garbage.
Here I Stand. Do y'all not remember how good Here I Stand was musically?
It
It didn't do
was.
the numbers, but it was
That was
a
his
great.
worst album.
Nah, it's not his
So
words.
But
it's not.
Trey,
This is nowhere near his worst because he's come out
Trey,
with some bad albums lately.
but Trey, which artist you want between Wayne or Kanye, Trey?
Oh, Wayne.
All right.
Bro,
And
y'all,
Harrison?
Yeah.
Har-
Give me Lil Wayne.
Well, I will say I'm glad that y'all agree with me that Kanye ain't top 5 because
No,
this
he's
kid I
not
work
top
with,
five.
No,
he's not a
he's
top
not
five
top
rapper.
five, but he
He's
put
not a
out some
top 5
dope
rapper, but
songs.
he's
bruh,
not a top 5 rapper, but he's
trust
a
me.
top. He's
This
the
this
GOAT
kid I
when it
work
comes
with,
to
he's like
artists.
16. He said that Kanye is the GOAT.
What? Oh Lord.
That's a
Kanye is
story
the,
for another day.
And I
but
said,
that's not
hell,
a bad take though. That's not a bad take.
That's a terrible take.
that is a terrible take.
Saying he's the GOAT as
Of
far as
rappers,
like
yes.
Greatest rapper
of
of all
rappers.
time.
Okay, of rappers.
Yes, the
Okay,
GOAT
no,
rapper.
No.
I love Kanye's music. My favorite album from him is The College Dropout. Still listen to it to this day. My Beautiful Twisted Dark Fantasy, that was a great album. I'm gonna pick Kanye to the slight edge over Wayne. That's just me. I'm just gonna give Kanye the
I
slight
think
edge.
we're in a minority.
Hey, look, man, I've been a big Kanye fan since when he came out in '04. So Jesus Walks, Through the Wire, All Falls Down, all them other tracks he did on that College Dropout, then Late Registration, Graduation. But you can't. I think lyrically Wayne is the better rapper, but the producer, the hits, I probably give Kanye the slight.
The influence.
Yes, no question about it. The Louis Vuitton Don. All right.
He made people start wearing peak polo shirts, bro.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. He was one of the reasons why I wear them polos. I love them shits. Let's do a football one. Casual, I know football is not your expertise. If you don't want to get into this, I don't blame you.
I'll sit back and listen. OG, I'm with you. Get us there.
Tight ends.
Tight end.
Ew.
Come on, bro.
Oh fuck!
Oh, we really doing this right now.
Hell yes, we doing this shit. Hell fucking yes, because I'm
This
trying to.
is-
I'm trying.
Man, how
How am
This
I
is-
dangerous? What? I made a Randy Moss, Calvin Johnson, Larry Fitzgerald one. This is what I do. This is
This
what I do
easy for me.
24/7 for me.
Oh man, you are playing with fire right now.
Nah, this easy for me.
Go
All
ahead,
right, we'll let
Brandon.
Brandon from the block go first.
I'm
Go, Brandon.
starting.
Go.
I'm starting Gronk. I'm benching Tony G. I'm cutting Travis Kelce for now. But Travis Kelce can come up to it though. Like I think Travis Kelce could be top 5.
I mean,
All
Travis
time.
Kelce already has all, well, minus like
Kieran didn't
Tony
say
Gonzalez.
that Travis Kelce is not top
Yards.
3 tight end.
Minus Tony Gonzalez's yards. Gronk has, or Kelce has beaten all of Gronk's playoff records.
Mm.
Ooh,
All right.
damn.
So Brandon, you got Gronk, you starting, you benching Tony G, and you cutting Kelsey. Just to be
Yeah.
clear. All right. Broad.
I hate y'all. This is going to come off as very controversial, but I'm also taking injury history into account on this. Actually, no, I ain't gonna get that.
Broad, if you do that, oh Lord.
I ain't gonna get that nasty. I wanted to, but I ain't going to. I'm gonna start Tony G. I'm gonna bench Gronk, and then for right now, I'm gonna cut Kelce.
Okay. Trey.
Oh Lord, here we go.
I almost got nasty and cut Gronk, but I was like, nah. I ain't
Yeah, I was about to say.
Yeah. I'm starting Gronk. I'm benching Travis Kelce, and I'm cutting Tony G. Out of here.
No.
Bye bye.
Ooh.
I'm gonna cut Tony G.
Why you cutting Tony G, Trey?
Because Everybody was like, oh, he has these numbers. He's great. He's all time this, all time that. But I look at his career. I'm like, dog, he didn't start really winning until he went to Atlanta.
Look at the team he played with.
Honestly, that's not necessarily true.
That's
because he
a
was
terrible argument. Look at the
because
Chiefs
he
team he
was.
was with compared
Oh,
to
my
the
bad.
team that Gronk was
No,
with.
that team, no, the team. I remember the team, that 2003 team where they had the best O line with with him, Trent Green, and Priest Holmes,
That's a
and they
terrible.
lost in the first round to the Colts. Come
That's a
on.
that's a terrible.
Well, Trey, I will say this: I watched that game very, very closely, and you have to. And I don't know if anybody else remembers this game, but I remember this game because I watched that game closely. Because during that night, I had a football game myself. That defense that the Kansas City Chiefs had back then, they couldn't stop. They couldn't stop They couldn't stop cow manure if you gave them 27 shells. They couldn't stop
And
cow
then
manure.
who forget
They couldn't stop it.
Terrible
who
argument.
forgets '06 though? Who forgets '06 when
Yo, you
the
can't.
Colts had the worst rush defense in the league?
Well, you can't blame defense on a tight end or the offensive side of the ball. I mean,
Yeah,
if you
and
score,
also, what about the '06 Chargers? Like how unstoppable they were in the regular season, and they were in the same division as them.
yeah, so yeah, you can't. I
So,
don't
like,
really
what
blame that on Tony G. I
what the
mean,
hell are you talking about?
and then, like I said, I don't blame that on Tony G. Back then, they had one of the worst They had one of the worst defenses in the league. Like I said, that defense wasn't stopping anything. In fact, there was right before they kicked the ball off with 5 minutes left. This goes to show you how bad that defense was. They had 5 minutes left because the human joystick, Dante Hall, had just scored on a punt return and with a missed clipping call. They had just missed that call, and he ran it all the way back for a touchdown. They were actually debating should they have kicked the onside kick because Peyton Manning and the Indianapolis Colts held the ball and scored for 5 long minutes. That's how horrible that defense was. But all due respect, Trey, it's all love. I can't blame that on Tony G. And
No.
plus, that was a run. Plus, Marty Schottenheimer, love Marty, run heavy offense.
Run first.
Run first offense. I mean, Dick Vermeil, they
But
had a little
yeah,
pass.
yeah,
Run
I
heavy
was gonna
offense.
say that wasn't Marty. That was Vermeil.
But he played with Marty as well. He
Yeah.
got drafted in 1996. It was, but yeah, he got drafted during that time. And yeah, I don't blame that on him. He played in a lot of run heavy systems back during his early days. When he got to Atlanta, we seen a lot of peak production. But guess what? He somewhat revolutionized the modern day tight end position at this point because without Tony G, man, you're not seeing a lot of things that you're seeing nowadays. So I really can't. All due respect, I respect your opinion, but I really can't. We really can't discredit him because of how horrible some of his defenses and some of his teams was.
Like
I
the main
understand.
problem is that's such a stupid argument.
Well, I wouldn't say it's stupid, but it's like we can't. I would say we can't punish him for that, bro. I mean, I wouldn't say it's a stupid argument. You just can't punish him for that. That's not his fault. I can't help that my defense can't stop Calvin.
Yeah.
So yeah, I can't help that.
So, Champ, who you starting benching and cutting?
Okay, here's where my take starts getting a little bit controversy. I'm starting Tony G.
I'm starting Tony G too.
I'm starting Tony G. I'm benching Gronk. And for now, and I do express for now, I'm cutting Travis Kelce, even though he owns damn near every tight end record in the league at this point. Like I stated earlier, the reason why I'm starting Tony G, he revolutionized the modern day tight end position. Some of the things that he was doing back when he played for the Kansas City Chiefs, they was in fact rolling him out and letting him play wide receiver. That's how big of a mismatch that he was in the passing game at this point. And plus, he was a hell of an athlete. He made the Sweet
College
16.
basketball.
Yeah, he made the Sweet 16.
But the reason why I decided to start Gronk because I felt like Gronk was a complete tight end as far as catching the ball, blocking. He could do it all.
I will say
I
that
was
I will say that Gronk blocked better than Tony G. I give you that. He blocked a little bit better than Tony G.
Amongst the tight ends, I think it's fair to say he's the best blocker.
Yeah, he's the
problem
best.
is Gronk had too many injuries. I mean,
that was the problem.
He fucked up his back. He fucked up his knee.
But I give the nod to Tony G on that.
I mean, you can say that. But they even asked Shannon Sharp what he thought. And he's like, yeah, Gronk better than me.
Yeah, but like I said, I'm taking Tony G.
I mean, Unk is 4 when it comes to tight end rankings.
But yeah, for now, Travis Kelce, you got to be cut. Like I said, because history, and the only reason why I say that all the time, because I always say history is still being written.
Yeah,
history is still being written.
For now, I would have Kelce at probably 5.
Mm-hmm. That ain't bad neither. I mean, considering some of the I'll ask you, think he's better than Kellen Winslow Sr.?
Huh?
No. You think he's better than Kellen Winslow Sr.?
I do.
Oh.
That's tough for me to ignore Kellen Winslow Sr. though.
That's my thing. I'm like, who's 3 and 4?
Everything OG said, man.
Well, 3 and 4 are Unk and Antonio Gates.
You can't ignore Antonio Gates. And remember, champ, just like Tony G, Antonio Gates was a damn good college basketball player. He took his team to the Elite 8.
Yeah, Kent State. Yeah, no, 3 and 4 are Unk and Antonio Gates.
Right.
Hey, think you make a first ballot this year?
I got number 1. And I got Robert 2.
Hold on, Trey. Hold on. Casual, you asked me a question?
Yeah, I was gonna say, has everybody answered the question yet?
No, I gotta get Harrison's answer.
Wait, did Trey just say he has Unk at 1?
I was gonna ask you.
Yeah, I got Unk at 1.
What the fuck?
I mean, well, wait a minute, because the thing is this.
I'm not okay. Wait, go ahead, champ.
Because I'm gonna say this, because that's not. I mean, remember, the scheme that he played in was not conducive to passing.
Running.
One of Terrell Davis every play.
TD, yes.
So I mean, a lot of his if he would have played nowadays.
Hybrid tight ends. He was one of the best hybrid tight ends in the NFL. And again, to Terrell Davis. And also, too, he also had John Elway for 8 years. And then when he went to Baltimore, greatest defense.
I knew y'all was going to say that.
Yeah.
What I was going to say, when he went to Baltimore, he was basically our whole offense. Because we didn't have no offense.
Well, I think you're really doing a disservice to Jamal Lewis, but okay.
The 2000.
I mean, Jamal, we had an offense spot running the ball, but the ball, no, we didn't.
You had Trent Dilfer there, who was at best game manager. That was what he was at that time. So you didn't really ask the Ravens offense to do that much. Thank God you had that defense. But Harrison, we started benching and cutting, my man.
I just fell asleep. Oh fuck.
Why are you always asleep, though?
I'm just
11:45.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
I mean, I'm drawing my fault. Starting Gronk, benching Tony G, but I'm cutting Travis Kelce by a hair. I think it's close.
I'll tell you this: Travis Kelce clears Jason Witten.
Yeah, we agree with that. But that's a no-brainer, though.
Well, he wasn't. One thing with him is he was just floating.
A lot of people high on Jason Witten. What I've been hearing,
they high on Jason Witten because his blocking. He's a guy that's not a splasher, hybrid tight end. You will agree with this. He's reliable. Third, fourth down, he's a guy who can help you move the chains. One of the best blocking tight ends out there.
Yes.
So,
and another thing, he's durable.
Yes, and that's the thing with Jason Witten.
I want to talk about a guy who is underrated. I'm not saying he's anywhere near like Witten or Kelce is Dallas Clark.
Dallas Clark.
Dallas Clark was harder than penitentiary still, so I agree with that.
Where y'all rank on Jimmy Graham?
That's tough.
I don't know.
Top 15.
But 2011, Jimmy Graham, boy, he was a beast.
Well,
he was also also good in 2013 too. But for me, I'm gonna start. I'm gonna start Gronk. I think outside of injury, peak, I think he had the highest peak because 6'6", 260, can run great with the
Yeah.
yak. He can block. He could do it all. Unfortunately, durability cost him. And if it weren't for injuries, he would put up even crazier numbers. I'm a bench Tony G because of how he changed the game for tight ends. Without Tony G, you wouldn't see the types of tight ends that you see currently in today's game. So I'm benching Tony G. I'm cutting Travis at this point. But when you look at the numbers and how he does it so consistently, the numerous consecutive seasons of over 1,000 yards, I just picked Gronk because when I just look at the eye test, I just think he just checks all the boxes. Blocking, catching, yak, he can do it all when healthy. It's just that unfortunately with durability, that is the problem. But, and I know we got to move on to the next subject, but Kellen Winslow Sr., that dude, I mean, where would you rank him, champ? Kellen Winslow Sr.
Top 10.
I got one better for you. Ozzie Newsome.
Oh,
Can't go wrong with that.
Yeah, top
Yeah.
10. Love top 10.
Top 10. And Casual agrees with everything Champ says when it comes to football. So we all know
Was
that.
there ever a question? Was there ever a question?
I appreciate
Yeah.
that, casual.
Like, what are we talking about here? What are we talking about?
And when
Hey,
it
I
comes
do
to
got a question.
football, when
I
it
got a
comes to
question,
football, Casual is Champ's attorney. We all know that.
Facts. You bring all the questions to me. He'll answer them later. I got a question though. Peak Tom Brady, and PSP knows this is basketball language, so I'm mixing some. But peak Tom Brady, peak Aaron Rodgers.
Shoot.
That 07 season was bad. That 07 season was something else. I mean,
I go peak Brady.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I'll go Pete Brady too, but I also got a question. This is a what if question. And somebody brought this up a couple months ago. What if instead of going to New England, Brady gets drafted by Baltimore?
he gets traded.
He would be behind a great defense and running game, but you wouldn't ask Tom Brady to throw the football
I'm
as
sorry.
much.
He three-peating, bro.
He three-peating.
With that defense.
He would still win
And
championships.
I said the same thing. I said, bro, we probably would have been a dynasty with that.
But wait a minute, Trey, what are you trying to say about Tom Brady?
I'm saying, had we drafted him instead of drafting Chris Redman, he probably would have been a dynasty.
All right. Speaking of football, let's do movies.
oh Lord.
Here we go. Oh no!
All I gotta say is, if any remember the Titans, y'all are despicable.
I don't think anybody's couldn't remember the Titans, brother.
I've watched that movie countless times.
You'll be surprised, OG. You'll be surprised.
Hold on. What's wrong with Remember the Titans?
If you cut that movie, you're despicable.
Rod, you want to go first?
Yeah, I'm starting to remember the Titans. I gotta rewatch Any Given Sunday because I haven't seen it in like probably a good 7, 8, probably 6, 7 years. But for now, I'm gonna cut Any Given Sunday, and then I'm a bench Gridiron Gang.
Yep, I'm the same way.
All right. Casual, you want to go?
I was just about to say, flip it. I'm starting Gridiron. Benching Remember the Titans.
Okay.
Hey, y'all say I was crazy.
Really, to tell you the truth, the reason why I'm cutting Any Given Sunday and I'm benching Remember the Titans is because I think Gridiron was more suited for people like me who don't know football like that. So it sort of fed more into the drama than anything. I think Any Given Sunday sort of like it was a little more into the football than my liking. I got a little bored with it, but I can understand why it's so like near and dear to like football lovers. And then I never watched
I'm
Any
not
Given
gonna lie.
Sunday.
From what I remember with Any Given Sunday, I don't like the way I see it. I don't necessarily see it as a sports movie. I just see it as
Oh, did I
technically
say did
more
I
of
say
like
Any Given Sunday? I'm sorry. Remember the Titans. I'm sorry.
technically more of like a drama with sports just being the theme in it.
That's how I felt about Gridiron. I felt like remember the Titans. That's what I meant to say. Not Any Given Sunday. I
So
didn't watch Any Given Sunday.
so casual. Just to be clear, you starting Gridiron, you're benching Remember the
Remember the
Titan,
Titans. I'm
and you
cutting Any Given
cutting
Sunday.
Champ.
Don't you get nasty?
I'm starting Any Given Sunday. Hey,
Wait a minute.
Oh my god, I'm not gonna deal with this fucking debate.
Any Given Sunday. Reason why, man, I'm just gonna be real. Hey, they say it wasn't. Hey, they wouldn't give Oliver Stone the rights for it to be NFL, but it was an NFL movie. When you look and you saw Ricky Waters, a little bit of everybody was in that movie. Jim Brown, Johnny Unitas, Dick Butkus.
And I
I
wouldn't have known
mean,
it.
a little bit of everybody was in that movie.
I mean, Michael Irvin was in The Longest Yard. So what's your point on that?
No. Let me make my point. I ain't saying that when you said something.
Let him continue. Go ahead, Champ.
Let the old man speak.
Let them finish. Let them finish.
The reason why I love Any Given Sunday so much is it. I'm gonna just be real. It tells a story a lot about ego. It tells a story about pride. It tells a story about the rise and the fall, and it tells people a story about how to put your pride mainly aside. And that's the reason why I love that movie, because it's just like it's easy to tell a high school kid. It's easier to tell a high school kid. I can vouch for myself to say, hey, you need to settle down. You need to do what you're supposed to do. But when you're a grown man, you're in your 20s, you're making millions of dollars, you got the world at your feet, and you're experiencing those highs, and everybody is just at your beckoning call. And it showed a big lesson on how to put your ego aside and how to learn. Because I never forget one particular part when Lawrence Taylor of all people, he said this to Jamie: "You leading, but is anybody following you?" And remember he said, for every sucker who makes it, for every Barry Sanders, for every Joe Montana, for every Jerry Rice, there's a bunch of folks you never even heard of. So for
I
him
ain't
to
mad at
take
that.
that of all people and give you that lesson within that movie. And like I said, if you look at the movie just as a football movie, that's fine. But if you look at, I'm talking about as a grown man, if you really look at that movie and see the lessons that it teaches you about pride and ego, how to put your pride aside and how to learn something, how to keep your mouth closed, how to learn from the veterans, not only on your team, but at your job to a certain extent, but us in the everyday world. That movie teaches a lot of lessons, and also the politics behind the NFL, and that's why I believe another reason why they didn't want the NFL associated with that. Because remember, at the end, Lawrence Taylor had that neck injury, and he had a bunch of concussions, and then you had the crooked doctor that was in the movie, and the NFL owner that was in that movie. He was trying to move to Los Angeles and circumvent the system and stuff like that. It gives a lot of political stuff that's behind the scenes as far as NFL, and gives you a real good insight on how everything goes. I mean, you knew, like I said, and it wasn't an NFL movie, but it gave you a good insight on how football works. So that's the reason why.
That was the same with Major League in the MLB.
Yeah, and that's the reason why I give it to Any Given Sunday. I start in that. I'm benching Remember the Titans, but by a hair. Like I stated, if I was a teacher and I could show anybody two movies, minus the bad parts of Any Given Sunday, I would show them those two movies. And it because it teaches you about pride, how to put it aside, and all of that. But Gridiron Gang, gotta cut it.
That's a good movie though.
It's a great movie. It's a real great movie. Big fan of Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, but I gotta cut that one. I mean, like I stated, if you really, like I said, really look at it, look at all three of them, it teaches you a lot about togetherness. But above all else, I'm taking Any Given Sunday. Any Given Sunday clears. But like I said, it clears Remember the Titans by a hair, not a mile.
All right, Harrison.
I'm starting to remember the Titans. That's by far my personal movie that I ever watched my entire life. That's what he got. I'm benching Given every Sunday.
Any Given Sunday.
Sorry, and I'm cutting the what was the last one again?
Gridiron Gang with
Gridiron
Dwayne
Gang.
Rock
Gridiron
Johnson.
Gang. I'm sorry. It's just the hold up. It's just the Remember the Titans. Just like how many feet are in a mile? How many feet are in a mile? 5,280 feet. You pick this ball up. You run every mile of them. You killing me, Petey. You killing me. Oh, that was
That's my favorite.
that was by far the best. I'm trying to give it some good explanation why I love this movie. It's just like not because of like it's not like because of what you said about like the movie because it's not like football. It's nothing but it's just like racial like stuff like that. Is that
I
correct?
just said drama.
Yeah, it's like drama between black and white. And it was such a good movie that people.
It's based on.
I don't know how to describe it. It's just like for people that you guys like, you need to work together as a team to win a national championship or whatever you want to call it. You know? Yeah. But I don't know. It's that movie. It was so funny, and also Petey. Who's the guy who did Petey? What's his name? Yeah, he did. He's now doing the T-Mobile commercial. Now it's like that's
with his
fucking
former
hilarious.
Scrubs castmate.
What?
With his Scrubs castmate.
Yeah, but yeah, that's my opinion.
I mean, I always forget.
You're referring to Donald Faison, yeah.
Ryan Gosling is in Remember the Titans.
Yeah. All right, for me, I'm gonna go with Champ. I'm starting Any Given Sunday because of everything that Champ alluded to. You talk about the lifestyle, the pride, the ego, the successes, the ups and downs on playing on the professional football league. Champ, you and I, we were talking about this before the air. My favorite, I love it, is the Willie Beeman scene, the Willie Beeman music video. Remember that one, Champ?
My name is Willie.
Willie Beeman.
I got the baby. Screaming. You defeat me. You're dreaming.
I love that. And also too, also what was also big, that brawl between Jamie Foxx and LL Cool J. You want to give some context or some perspective to that, Champ?
Oh yeah, that was the I'm gonna need security skit, man. They got the fighting on the set.
Yeah.
Who's debating on who he is. That was a real hoot. I mean, Terrible Terry. Remember everybody? I don't know if y'all remember this or not. You remember Terrible Terry Tate was in that movie, bro?
Yes.
Yeah, but I hated LL's character. He was an asshole to me.
Yeah,
I mean, I think that was the point. Like I said, I think that was the point of the movie. You had pride and ego, and then remember what happened in the end. If he would have made that, people don't want to talk about this. If he would have made that touchdown, that would have been That would have been a $5 million bonus.
Mm-hmm.
But instead he ran out of bounds and gave them the time he needed. But I mean, that Any Given Sunday, like I said, if you want to teach grown men about pride and how to put your ego aside and how ego destroys a team within, And, you know, especially with the invisible juice, him doing all of those press conferences, you know, when he was a backup quarterback. Can you imagine that happening right now? Can
That'd
you
Yeah,
imagine?
be trending.
like the big dude said, like, he taking hot stuff now. He done won 3 games. Now I said he's MVP all of a sudden.
Yeah. Can you imagine a backup quarterback nowadays going on every news station talking about the invisible juice? Can you imagine if Brock Purdy did that, bro? It will be hell on the scale, bro.
Well, actually, Chad, we seeing that right now. Tommy DeVito with them chicken cutlets.
Well, I'm not talking. That's different. I'm talking
Yeah,
about really being cocky, saying I got the invisible. Can you
yeah,
imagine that? They
yeah,
will be killing him every Sunday.
they would be.
Yeah, his first play on the field, he yaks.
He threw up the kind of like we don't want to mention Brock's quarterback. I don't want to do that to him.
Yeah.
So any given Sunday, I'm benching Remember the Titans, and I'm cutting Gridiron Gang. And one last one, and we're gonna wrap this up. This is a food one.
Uh-oh.
And I had this for lunch during my lunch break. Starting, benching, and cutting. Ham, turkey, or tuna.
This is new.
Oh,
What the
Perfect
fuck?
to me.
Oh, well, we already
Ew.
know we're cutting tuna.
Yeah, definitely.
nah, tuna, no.
We can all listen. We can all agree we're cutting tuna, but
Yeah,
everything
facts.
else.
No, we cannot agree with cutting tuna.
We do not care. We
No,
do
we
not care
can't
about
agree
which
with cutting
one.
tuna.
Like, y'all some
Why are
nasty
you-
individuals.
Turkey.
Why are you
Get the
fighting?
Hold on.
tuna up
Y'all
out of
some
here,
nasty
son.
individuals.
And both,
Bro,
Half shit.
Bro, let me tell y'all something. Y'all act like I said potted meat or something, bro. I said tuna. We ain't
Tuna
talking
is
about
nasty.
Hey,
Tuna is disgusting, champ.
tuna is
No,
disgusting.
it's not.
No, it's
Well,
not.
seafood is disgusting in general, but
Oh, no, I know you.
Oh
tripping.
hell no! Oh,
I know you tripping.
I'm not.
Yeah, you lost,
Well, I can't eat shrimp
lost
though,
me
but
with that one.
You out of pocket for that one, bro.
But anyway,
stop while you ahead.
this
Stop while
is-
you ahead.
I don't even know how to even just.
I'm starting ham.
Out
Yeah,
I'm
because
bitching tuna.
both deli turkey and deli ham
and
are
I'm cutting
He
bad.
turkey.
making me start to turn to the tuna
What?
side just because
Man, I
he's
know-
just saying stuff.
Man, we eat ham sandwiches down south, bro. I ain't gonna hold.
Yeah, there's
Let's
a
talk
huge
about it.
I mean,
city
you
between.
can say it, but for you to say you starting ham, I understand that part. But for say you bitching tuna and cutting turkey, what?
I'm not finna eat, man. Look here, ain't nobody ever came to my house and asked for no turkey sandwich. They said, "Let me get a ham sandwich."
I mean, but that's in
Champ,
your
what the fuck?
area. The majority be
Alright,
like
Champ,
I
here's
have
another
I have a
question.
mixture of ham and turkey. A mixture of
Champ,
ham and
here's a
turkey in my
question with
fridge.
because I know people like this in the ham sandwich community. Are you mustard or mayo?
I put both
None
of them
of
on
them.
there.
Mustard.
None.
I put both
None
of them on
of
there.
them.
Now, if you ask me if I'm using helmets or Miracle Whip, that's a whole nother story.
Hell,
I'm
Alright,
ketchup
depends on what type
barbecue.
of mayo
Let
you
me
use.
start mine.
Really? You down south and you ain't using Dukes?
No, I don't.
Yeah,
I
I
don't do
use
that.
Duke. I use Dukes and helmets. I just ain't finna use that Miracle Whip on. I used to use that as a child, but I ain't.
No,
Anyway,
Whip is mayo with sugar and it's disgusting.
That's what I said.
ugh.
All right. So
Okay,
Champ, you starting ham.
But I mean, all of these are not superior to roast beef.
All right. So I just want to
Ew,
get
what the
I just want to
hell?
get I just want to get Champ on the record. You starting ham. You're benching tuna and you cutting turkey.
I'm cutting
Cut
turkey.
Have
roast
mercy.
beef.
Champ, what the fuck,
cut
man?
roast beef. Cut two
Hey,
times.
Okay.
Harrison, go.
Let me go. I'm starting ham. Benching turkey.
There you
I'm
go.
cutting the fuck out
Here's-
of tuna. Jesus.
Harrison is cooking.
'Cause
Brandon?
that is fucking.
He's
that is
cooking
tuna
right now.
is
I'll go
nasty.
out to Brandon.
Bro,
Starting
why is this
ham.
not having you cracking up?
Bitch and turkey. Cutting that nasty old tuna.
Brandon is in the mic right now talking sensual to us, and nobody is mad. Like it don't matter. Like why y'all? What are we doing?
Bro,
That's his actual voice, guys.
tuna
This nigga-
PSP.
That's my
but
voice,
why
bro.
is he? Why is he?
PSP.
Why is he so
Welcome
close
to
to
the
the
tuna
mic with how
is
it
like
sounds so
for your
smooth,
cat
bro?
teeth.
What are we doing?
Yeah, that's literally his actual voice. What up, yo? Welcome to the Throwdown. I'm your host, Ben. Brandon from the block, whatever you want to
That's his actual
Bro,
voice,
wait.
Casual.
Bro,
Yeah,
Casual.
that's his
Brandon,
voice.
In fairness to Brandon, he's consistent. That's
Yeah,
actually how he talks.
that's that
Brandon, I
smoothness,
swear,
bud. That's that Barry White and Keith Sweat
bro,
combined.
I swear to God, I swear to God. Tell me, you ain't drink the smoothest liquor in the world, nigga.
He don't drink like me.
Oh my God,
Yeah. I
man.
don't.
You don't drink
I
like
don't go
me,
crazy.
PSP.
And
Me
none
and
of
you
y'all
are on a
drink like
whole
me.
different level.
Anyway,
Oh yeah, I gotta see Broad and PSP in a drinking battle or something.
yeah, I ain't gonna lie to you. When are we gonna set up this drinking wars? When we gonna set this up?
I don't know.
I'm trying to quit.
All I know is I got a vino bottle. I got some Di Serrano. I got some Jose Cuervo, and
Oof.
Wait a minute. You got the gold bottle or the silver bottle?
Oh no.
I got neither. Unfortunately, I don't have neither.
Oh, okay.
Not us giving out age.
And a
'cause
couple
niggas really
of
don't know
angry
about that.
orchards.
There's a huge difference between the gold and the silver bottle. Because
Yeah,
silver
but
is Blanco and the gold is Reposado.
yeah, because I love the gold bottle.
The gold one is good though. The
Yeah,
gold
the
one is
gold
good.
bottle. I drink that
Well,
straight.
I mean, Jose Cuervo is among the shittier tequilas, but
What's the go-to drink when you step out?
for me, it's either a beer or a rum and coke.
Rum and Coke? Oh my God!
But
you like it hard.
no, he does. He does.
I ain't
I don't
heard
think
nobody
Broad
say
like.
what
No,
the
Broad
fuck?
does. Casual. Broad doesn't like it that hard. He doesn't even like
Hey,
Hennessy.
yo, hold on, wait.
Actually,
damn.
I'm sorry.
Dog. I ain't heard somebody say run the coke since like
Oh,
09.
not just that. Not just that. Hold on. Let me rephrase it. Not a regular rum and coke, a double rum and coke.
God
All
damn.
right.
Yeah, nigga,
Excuse
you want to
me,
be punch drunk by the time you get done with that. That's
Hey,
what he
man.
wants.
But when it
I
comes to
tried
Hennessy,
rubber
don't
coke.
count Broad on Hennessy. Do not count Broad on Hennessy. Trey, who you starting benching and cutting? Ham, turkey, or tuna?
Yeah, I'm starting turkey, benching ham, and I'm getting get tuna out of here, man. Cutting that.
Wait, Trey. You
Tastes like
mean
it
cat
was
food?
made. No, tastes like it was made. Tastes like it was made in a toilet.
I'm gonna go.
Hey,
So I'm definitely cutting tuna. 100% I'm cutting tuna. Problem is, both deli ham and deli turkey are absolute trash. They're like that watery, slimy mess that's absolutely gross.
All right,
But
y'all going too hard on it. But yet nobody is going to shit on the fact that he said roast beef though.
yeah, because
He said roast
hey,
beef.
roast beef is lovely, bro. What you talking
Okay.
about?
exactly,
Yeah,
roast beef is way better.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah,
I
y'all
don't
are
know.
tripping.
And also, if you're gonna bring up an Italian sandwich, the ham is like the supporting cast to the salami and the mortadella and shit like that. But I guess if I had to pick one of them, I'm starting ham and I'm cutting that dry ass, disgusting ass turkey.
So starting ham, benching turkey, cutting
You know
tuna
turkey can be
for
juicy,
Broad.
right?
You can't grill everything, casual, bro.
Turkey is juicy. I don't know what
I
turkey
know.
y'all be eating, bro.
Casual,
I
who you
know.
starting benching and cutting?
I'm starting ham. I'm benching turkey. I'm cutting tuna, and I'm cutting roast beef. Y'all are nasty. Y'all gotta stop this. Okay.
Look, you ever had a hot roast beef sandwich? They're
I had a hot roast, and that shit tastes dry as hell, nasty, and it
Bro,
smells
these
like
Lakers,
I
I
don't want
swear to God, bro.
He said,
Y'all may not like what I'm about to say.
hot roast beef is
Y'all may not like what I'm about to say.
Oh shit! Hell no,
That nigga
please.
finna start tuna. He finna start tuna, y'all.
Hell yes, I'm gonna start tuna.
Oh my!
Oh, you
nasty,
motherfucker! You are a
No,
disgusting
but wait a minute.
human
No,
being.
but hold on. There's more.
There's more.
What?
I'm benching turkey and I'm cutting ham.
Oh
can't be mad
hell
there.
no! Yeah, I'm out of here, boy.
Hey, man, you
Yeah.
so what kind of
You
tuna you
bench
eat?
turkey, you
hell
say
no.
ham.
I don't like
I
ham like that.
mean,
I don't.
PSP, I'm
You
coming
don't
to
like
Jersey,
ham?
and I might
I
slap.
mean, I don't like ham. I don't like ham like that. But I
But look,
ain't bitch. But I ain't cutting ham.
Bro,
there's a
I'm cut-
difference between deli ham, which is absolutely disgusting, and then like an actual ham that you like bake for Easter.
bro,
I don't
no.
like ham. I do not like
Bro.
ham like that.
Drastic.
Bro likes cat food.
PSP, you is
Bro likes
disgusting.
cat food.
How am I What's wrong with tuna? All you
Hey.
gotta do is just
He
open
said
it
bro
up.
likes cat
You
food.
just
That's
put
crazy.
you just put some garlic. You put some black pepper. You put different types of seasonings.
Oh
You
heck no.
add a little bit
Oh,
of
heck
something
no.
to it. That's what I do. Guys, I don't really eat food
That
like
is
that.
literally
Bro.
cat food minus the liquid.
I like tuna.
Hey,
That boy
so
like
what kind of
cat
tuna
food.
you be eating? You eat chicken or the sea or the Star Kiss tuna?
Both.
Starkist.
That's what I'm talking
Starkist.
about.
Both.
Starkist
Oh
tuna.
Both.
my god.
Please tell me none of y'all eat that.
Hey, but I thought I was the only one that put the garlic on the tuna. I'm glad I'm not alone in this.
No, garlic is delicious.
Good,
You add
delicious,
garlic on
motherfucker.
anything.
Tuna,
You
hey,
add it
hey,
on
I ain't gonna
Caesar
lie to you.
salad.
Please answer this
I ain't gonna lie to
question.
you,
Please tell me
Tuna,
none of y'all eat
tuna,
that.
tuna
Bullshit
with tuna
canned
with
tuna
saltine
and butter.
crackers. That shit low key smack though. It low key smack.
Oh fuck.
Please
What
tell
was
me
Worse
y'all
than
don't eat
Paul
that
Pierce
canned
is better
tuna.
than JJ Redick.
Wait, hold on. Broad wants to ask me a question. Go ahead, Broad.
Please tell me you don't eat that canned tuna bullshit.
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
Yes.
See,
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Just don't get it.
Y'all,
Just get the one with the water in it, not the
PSP,
oil.
why stop eating
Yeah.
cat food, man?
Facts.
I
Eat some
like
ham.
tuna. I've always liked tuna.
PSP, bro, eat
Growing
some
up,
It's
ham.
pissing me
y'all
off.
y'all
Bro.
gotta realize
I don't like tuna.
I was
Brandon, we're
born.
gonna go to his house.
Guys,
and eat some
hold on.
ham.
I was
Get some
born
ham.
in Miami, and I also lived in Haiti for 5 years. I grew up eating Spam and Vienna sausages during my time in Haiti. Okay, I'm used to eating different kinds of meals. Tuna, I
Whatever.
love tuna.
Whatever you can get your hand on.
Whatever I can get my hand on, I'll tell y'all this.
Facts.
I would add blue cheese on my rice. I would do that.
Okay.
What the
I
fuck
ain't
is
mad
wrong
at
with
that.
you?
Hey,
I would do
that's a
that.
good question. That's a good question.
What is wrong
That is
with
a good question. Blue cheese or ranch?
Blue ranch.
Blue
Ranch,
cheese.
100%.
Blue cheese. Blue
Blue
cheese.
cheese.
Ranch.
What the
100%.
fuck? What is wrong with you guys?
blue
We on
cheese to
time.
me
Hey,
is
bro,
like
I'm
for.
sorry.
Hey,
We're
PSP.
I
finding
hate
out.
to. I
We're
hate to
finding out
sound like
right now.
a hood connoisseur, but blue cheese to me is like for bougie people.
No,
Well,
it's
Wait,
not.
what?
It's
Wait,
that's how
what?
you.
That ain't bushy.
If that's how
You
you
ain't
feel.
bougie. You ain't never ate.
That's like
not bullshit.
calamari. What the?
People like to eat moldy
No,
cheese.
for real.
But go ahead, champ. You want to ask me something?
Hey man, you eat that? Hey, remember back in the day, man? Get you some potted meat too, bro. Dad and some sauce meat. Yeah, man. Hey man, you got you eat what you can.
Yo.
Hey, listen, we lived in Haiti. It wasn't. I mean, now compared to most people at the time in Haiti, it was entirely different compared to most people. Most people were poor in Haiti. I grew up good in Haiti, but trust me, in Haiti, Spam, Vienna sausages back in them days, it was good. I
Potted
don't
meat.
like, hot pie meat. That was good back in them days. I just don't like ham. I never liked the flavor or the style of ham, unless you glaze it and put some honey in it. That all right, I could live with that. But like I said, man, I'm starting that tuna. I'm benching that turkey. I will take turkey sandwich any
too.
day over ham, in my personal opinion, and I'm cutting ham. I'm sorry.
You made me almost break something.
Well, listen, anytime whenever you see Brandon's face, you can tell something crazy with you. And apparently I'm crazy for starting tuna and I'm benching turkey.
Or the fact that you said that you put
You sure
blue
is.
cheese on
You
rice.
sure is, bro.
I've done that. I've
Bro,
done that.
step away from
That
the
is
mic.
disgusting
Oh my
to
God, this is
mankind.
I've done that.
I feel
I
violated.
put blue
Brandon.
cheese
This is
on
worse
rice.
than a
I
school
put
breath.
ranch. I put blue cheese on rice. I put ranch on rice. I put
Oh
on
no,
rice?
man, ranch on rice. Ew.
All right, now
Caesar
you doing too
dressing on rice. I used to do that
What's
stuff
next?
back
You're
in the
gonna
day.
say put chocolate
What's
syrup
going
on
on here?
I used to do that stuff back
much.
in
All
them
right, now
days.
he.
What's next? You're gonna say you put chocolate syrup on pizza?
No,
Or
you know what? I
worse,
may try to
ketchup.
do that. I may try to
Oh
do that.
my God!
God.
Please,
You get him, God, dude.
please find
Yeah,
Jesus.
come
Please
on,
find God. Find God. Find God.
I may try. I may try to put blue.
God.
I may try to do something. I may.
Make a no reaction video.
But
for
yeah,
TikTok.
but no, I'm not making this. I'm not making this stuff up. If you guys ask my family members, they will tell you. Yeah, PSP would put blue cheese. I would put Caesar dressing. I would put any type of dressing on rice. I would used to do. I do. I still
want you to do
sometimes
me
do
a
that to this
favor.
day.
I want you
OG.
to do me a favor on
Oh, go ahead,
Sunday.
go ahead.
I don't give a fuck you have work or not. Go
Oh
to
my God.
church and find God because that is fucking nasty. Jesus.
I've seen worse, bro.
Nah,
I've seen worse, man.
it's some nasty. It's some
What
nasty.
what's worse?
Well, you know what?
Eating.
Y'all want to hear worse? I never forget my brother. God bless his soul. He used to eat a fatback sandwich. If you know what fatback is, he used to put it on.
Oh,
I swear to God.
Wait,
He used to put
what the fuck is
fatback on a
that?
sandwich. You know what you cook your collard greens in. You know, he used to put fatback on a sandwich with Duke's mayonnaise on there with white bread and just sop it up and eat it. So I've seen worse, man.
I ain't gonna lie. Fatback. I ain't gonna lie. I had some of them. They ain't bad.
I ain't finna eat on a sandwich. I ain't finna eat on no damn plain sandwich though, bro.
And
Fatback
now
sandwich.
we know where he's nasty at, right?
Yeah.
But bro, I'm sorry. I love me. I put some blue cheese on some rice. Hell, I put blue cheese on French fries. I do all
I
that.
can get with that. Blue
Yeah.
cheese.
I can
No,
get down with blue
no,
cheese.
hell
man.
no,
I can get with it. I can get with you on that. I did
Yeah,
that.
bro.
No,
Yeah,
no.
bro.
Especially
Go
if
to
the blue
fucking
cheese is
church,
right.
man.
There is only
Especially
three.
one food I
Yeah,
would
they
never
nasty.
ever eat, and this Undisputed knows this well, because me and him, we both from the South. Chitlins, hell no. Never.
Huh?
There's only three
Trey.
sauces. And I'm
I
not
only
counting
eat
like
chillins on
Chick-fil-A
New
sauce
Year,
or any of
but
that shit.
man,
Like
you
the
put
sesame
Where you
hot
sauce.
sauce
from?
on it, man. That's just tired.
There is only three sauces that you should be dipping fries in.
What's that?
Ketchup, ranch, honey mustard. That's it.
No,
What about
blue cheese.
barbecue sauce?
And
Barbecue
you
sauce don't
dipping
count.
you dipping fries and mayonnaise. Something's wrong with you.
Have you
Ain't
tried?
wrong with fries.
Wait a minute,
Who in here
broad.
has
No
tried blue cheese?
barbecue
Hold on.
sauce. No
Hold on,
barbecue
hold on.
sauce.
Who in here has tried blue cheese?
I guess barbecue.
I have.
I did once. when I was a
Okay.
kid.
I have.
You
It
tried.
makes me
Obviously,
shit my brains
you
I
out.
have
OG.
one.
Obviously, me PSD. Okay, you tried
I have
once.
blue
How long
cheese
ago was
upsets
it?
my stomach. It made me shit my brains out.
Oh my God.
Damn, what?
That's a traumatic experience right there, my brother.
Wait, bro, how long you were on the toilet?
Oh no.
Now you sound like Leaf all of a sudden.
Bro,
No, for
bro,
real.
I'll tell y'all the story. So I got it
Don't
was
traumatize us.
it was at a
No,
pizza
for real.
shop near my house. I got a buffalo chicken cheesesteak, and all it said on it was hot sauce and American cheese. That's all it said on the menu. When I open this motherfucker up, I take a bite, and then I take a bite, and I'm like, something doesn't taste right. I open it up. This motherfucker is drenched in blue cheese.
Nigga, was that blue cheese or was that cheese moldy?
Bro,
No, it
bro,
was
I
blue
can look
cheese.
at
It was
Brock.
blue cheese dressing. So I tried to do the best I could, scraping it all out, put more buffalo sauce on it to make it taste good. I spent the rest of that night on the fucking toilet.
I'm not even gonna lie to you, bro.
How long were you there, bro?
I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. I think that was that wasn't the blue cheese. That was the hot sauce or the buffalo sauce you put on it.
No, it
And then
wasn't.
two, I would urge all of you guys that have not had it either before or haven't had it in a while, try blue cheese on your own demand, knowing that it's coming to you, so you're not surprised, and just try it. If it's done right,
Oh my
blue
God.
cheese is actually very, very good.
It is.
No.
Hey,
No.
if you really want to get some fresh stuff, if you have a fresh market near you, go get their blue cheese.
Yes.
Oh, Roquefort is disgusting.
And
Yeah,
if you
fresh
ever
fresh
are
market
in
is good.
Texas, if you ever are in Houston, come to Wings and Things. They got the best blue cheese in Texas.
Yeah.
I wasn't even
God,
planning
bro.
on doing this. I wasn't even planning on doing this, but fuck it.
Bro, I'm just getting flashbacks.
But anyway, that concludes the rest of the Sports PSP
Hold on.
pod.
I got a question.
Go,
I got a question I wanted to ask OG after we finished all this.
all right, go ahead, Cashman.
You from the South?
You're from Georgia.
Yeah.
The South.
T.I. or Gucci?
Oh man.
I swear to God, bro.
T.I.
Brandon's so sad.
T.I.
All right.
Brandon's
No,
no, throw hands.
He
Okay.
Champ was smart at this point.
Yeah.
But anyway, folks, that concludes the rest of the Sports PSP podcast. Anyone got final words, and tell them where to follow you.
Oh, yeah, y'all know where to find me at Brent from the Block on YouTube, BBN923 TikTok, BBN923 on Instagram, on Twitter, the real man 923. These Lakers pissing me off right now, but
Who cares about the Lakers?
I swear they are.
The
But
fakers.
the what?
The fakers.
Fakers.
No,
Who cares about
no.
the Lakers?
But
JJ
we'll be
Redick.
all
They
right
faking
though.
The
right now.
Shakers.
They faking right
Shakers.
And
now, Brandon.
Seahawks going to the playoffs this year.
No,
We're
you
going.
gotta
Well, you gotta
The
make
the
sure
Bear,
Jackson
the,
lose.
the Bears going to beat the Packers.
No.
hell no.
You know who on the verge of not making the playoffs if they don't get their act together?
But yeah,
The Lakers.
salute PSP in the panel.
Thank you.
Salute.
Casual, tell them where to follow you at, my dude.
Please make sure to go follow me on YouTube, VS Debates or Vanity Sports Debates. We just did a whole rebrand. We're doing an episode on Sunday. Make sure to follow me on Instagram, Vanity Sports Debates. Make sure to follow us on TikTok, Twitter, really any social media. We just open live on all outlets. So make sure to give us a subscribe and give us any type of updates or anything.
All right, we'll do. Broad.
Well, I mean, you guys can find me on Instagram at broad or Instagram at broad_sports, on TikTok at broad sports, and on Twitter yes, I'm still calling it Twitter. X is stupid. On Twitter at broadsports68.
I call it X, formerly known as Twitter.
That
All right,
sounds
Prince.
too long, though.
All right, Prince.
Facts, but they shouldn't have changed the name in the first place for me to have to do it. So
They shouldn't have changed it, but we all know why. But we won't go back.
Don't talk about it. Don't talk about it. Get
Harrison.
canceled.
Follow me on TikTok. It's right here. Same. Follow me on Twitter. Same thing. It's right there as well. God, PSV. Now you.
I
He's still
am
thinking about
not stopping my position. I like blue cheese. I don't care if I put it on rice. I don't care if I put it on French fries.
Stop. JJ Redick is better than Paul Pierce. He's a better shooter and he's better.
Wait a minute.
Yep, JJ Redick is better. JJ Redick better than Paul Pierce.
No, he's not. He's not. I hate to break it to you. Baby.
Casual.
I'm not going.
Don't.
No. I'm not getting.
No.
into it because we got
And game days today, but this is my only shot. Hopefully I can try to see one of my teams win something. So Duke on top, baby. Let's go.
Not happening.
Undisputed world champ.
Shout out to Columbus, Georgia, #1, my hometown. Hey, follow me at Undisputed World Champ on TikTok. Also, World Champ _2.0 on Instagram. Undisputed GOAT podcast coming soon, very, very soon. Getting everything together. And shout out to PSP. Thank you for always having me on your show. I really appreciate you for inviting me every single time. I appreciate it, brother.
Always a pleasure. Always a pleasure having y'all on the panel. And
last thing,
y'all,
last thing. I swear.
Go ahead, Casual.
Most recently, my co-host Daryl just found out that his grandfather passed away, and it's hit him pretty hard. So, please, you guys, viewers, if you guys can please just keep him in your prayers. He's going through a tough time. So, prayers out. We love you. We'll see you when you get back.
Right.
That's it.
All right, we'll do. And I think why don't we just have a moment of silence real quick? All right. Casual, thank you again for the update. Prayers,
For sure,
hearts and condolences go to his family. And wish the family nothing but the best.
Absolutely.
Anyway, y'all know where to find me. Sports PSP. Like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Already over 1,000. Want to thank everyone again for helping me as far as with the podcast. Champ, Broad, Brandon from the block, Casual, of course, Harrison. The list goes on and on. Also follow me on TikTok, Sports PSP3, IG, Twitter, so much more. I'll try to come up with some more clips later tomorrow or Sunday. But fellas, as always, a pleasure. The audience, always a pleasure. Y'all take it easy. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all Sunday. I know I will be watching some good football, some good basketball, enjoying myself with some good wings and fries, and with some blue cheese. And on that note, we is out. Peace.
Peace. Yep.